Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Next Gen BTCC R Factor 2 League. A little bit late on tonight's proceedings. As always, we're a live show, which means we do run into technicalities, just like last weekend when it was absolutely waterlogged everywhere, and like the Grand Prix. Right, we've got a little bit of time, about 4 or 5 minutes until we get into the qualifying session, so let's get down to business. Straight off, there we are, the Next Gen BTC Racing Series. It's not round 4, it's actually round 5. And I'm your broadcaster and your commentator for tonight's proceedings. We are at the lovely Outlon track island circuit. The weather is fair. There is wet weather due in race 2. Track temperature 24.6 degrees and air temperature 15.9. It means there will be drivers running around running those soft tyres, which is absolutely going to make this exceptional. In terms of race schedule, it's a bit out of date, but essentially it's the same thing. Like it, pause it. You've got until about 1/4 the hour before we get there, and that's where we are. It's 8th of May. It's the Outlon Park. We have a break next week. There is no racing next week, and then we go into the final 5 races of the season. Croft, Knock Hill, Donington Park, Silverstone National, and then finishing at my favourite racetrack on the British circuit, Brands Hatch GP. Right, let's get down to the business. So, in terms of the championship positions, after Thruxton's, that's why it says Thruxton's, Romy is currently leading on 167, followed by Lloyd, followed by Massimo, followed by Daniele, followed by Mordini Alberti. They're both BMWs, don't forget. Robert didn't race last week out, but he's back racing this time, so expect him to be out and about. Hopefully he does join in. He hasn't joined yet, real shame. He is a race winner, so I'd expect him to be out and about at some point. You've then also got Jamie Dory, Alan Axon, who's got steering wheel issues, so hopefully he will be in long enough. Carlo was absolutely on fire last week. The problem with Carlo was he lost out. He should have won a race. He should have won it. He should let his teammate through, but he cooks those tyres, is what it is. Fraser Rostance, Marco Lee Horn, Benny Norton, Dario in 15th, Marco in 16th, Anton Tamenga in 17th. Andre in 18th, Neil in 19th, Phil Garside in 20th. And then we have the lower end of the field, Simon Trebek, Alex Ward, Michael Clough, John Petra, who's basically not going to be racing with us again because it's too buggy, doesn't like the game. Baz, best looking car on the field. Rich Witherhill, I don't think he'll be racing us with either. Thomas Delaney, is he in? No, he's not in at the moment, might join us. Stefano, Derek Neal and Mark Sykes. And that's how it brings it up for the entirety of the field. Right, some big talking points quickly while we have 44 seconds left. All rear-wheel drive cars are now carrying 20 kilograms on board. They are not carrying the 10 kilograms. The difference was so great and so big that they had to basically add in ballast to the cars, and as a result, that's what has resulted in them now carrying it. They were too fast, they were too superior, and I think a couple of the guys who were front-wheel drive were a bit upset, so they've changed that. That's happened as well. Maximum ballast is applied, 75 kilos, so Lloyd won't be having 75 kilos for race 1, so he will be happy with that. And again, because the front wheel drive cars now effectively aren't as hindered because of the ballast, I'm expecting to see a lot more action in the midfield. The other big thing they have to decide is that the soft tyre that they have to run, the soft tyre will be, they'll have to run it basically. They're given a choice of when they run it, and that's when they run it. Now, as always, there we go. So we're expecting rain for race 2, so really they shouldn't run it in race 2. But you never know, they might. Yeah, you never know. They might go and roll the dice, see what they can get, see if they do have that ability to do it. But I don't think they will. I think it's going to be troublesome. There's only 20 drivers in. I'm not expecting any more, but I am expecting a lot of hard fighting and balancing. The rear-wheel drive and front-wheel drive reset, I think, is going to change a lot of people. This is qualifying. Qualifying is 15 minutes long. It's only 15 minutes. They will all have to go out on track. They're going to have to do their warm-up and their preparation laps. And they've got no other choice, which means that they're going to have to be very careful that they don't do anything silly. The lap here isn't too long. It's not too big, so it doesn't mean, so basically means that if they do anything silly, I think they'll be all right, but they have to be careful. But yeah, they're still going to have to find space. They're still going to have to find somewhere to put the car. They're still going to have to be very careful. It is the island circuit, which is the shorter of the two circuits, shorter of all the circuits that are at the island. There is one slightly shorter. It's around 2.3 miles, 3.26 kilometres. Someone might correct me on that at some point. It was at 2.16 miles, something like that. It's a short circuit. So great little racing track. Famous, for those of you who remember the Super Touring car era where Calvin Burt went off, famously going through Cascades. He absolutely clipped the side of the car, and he was out of that season with a Volvo 850. That was 1996. So big mistakes here. It can go wrong. You can end up in a right old mess if you don't keep it on the track and all four wheels pointing in the right way. Druids all the way down here now to Lodge Corner, which is basically a 90-degree right. Again, Matt Neal and Gordon Shedden famously went off there as well after the Red Bulls took each other out. But we'll stay with Alex Axton to begin with because he's first driver on track. First driver going round to set a lap time. Do I think he's going to be pole position? No, I don't. I don't think he's going to be setting the pole position there. I think he's going to be worried more about his steering wheel. He's going to be first in that corner, riding on board with him now. Through the right-hander, left-hander we go. Keeps this nice and tidy now as we go further and further and approach up towards the right-hand hairpin. This takes us up to Hilltop because you go over a hill. It's very, very well named there. His first driver on the board, 32.693 in that sector, still fastest. We'll keep an eye on that as it unfolds. We come down now through to Knickerbrook, which is the right, left, right section of chicane. You can go straight through that, but they don't. Then it's on and up to Clay Hill, past the water tower. This is Clay Hill. Over the top of the crest, water tower, because water tower is on the right. And then you come into Druids Corner, which is absolutely famous corner. And one of the interesting things about this track is that the bridge you see here is the entrance to the centre of the circuit, because the island, technically it's called an island, you can't enter the centre of the racetrack unless you go over the bridge or they stop the racing, which is why you have bridges all over this track. He's fastest driver out there actually at the moment. Compared to everybody else. Lloyd Biddulph's just going faster. He's done a 32.416 sector 1. He's purple in that sector. Again, hasn't got 75 kilos on board. The rear wheel drives will not have the superiority that they used to have. Romi's not racing at the moment. Yes, he is. He's down in 17th. Soft tyres on all cars at the moment. Lloyd Biddulph is 0.6 of a second up. He's not fastest in that sector. He's 0.2 off fastest man on Phil Garside through the right-hander. This is down now to the start-finish straight as he comes out of Lodge Corner, down the Deer Leap and up to Old Hall Corner. What can he do here? Can he put this on provisional pole position? Yes, 124.603 goes fastest. Phil Garside is going a bit faster in sector 2, but he's lost that lap, so he's currently second fastest. He's fastest in sector 1, 28.063. Alex Axton is still third. Lee Horn goes into 4. Andre Romy is only 8th, but he's carrying 75 kilos on board, don't forget. Down the back of the hairpin, through the right-hander we go as we climb up then to Hilltop. This takes us into Knickerbrook as we ride on board now with Phil Garside. There you can see the bright yellow TC cars of the Honda Accord through Knickerbrook. It's the right left-hander. You clout this, which somebody probably will do in a race. He's currently 0.2 of a second off provisional pole position. As we go up Clay Hill past the water tower, that'll take us all the way up now, right-hand corner into Druids. Over. It's not Druids, that's the other corner. It is Druid's corner. Needs to take this nice and tidy. This is Druid's. It's a right and right. He is catching, but is he really making any progress? No. But Benettini is currently going fastest all the way down in 13th. Rear-wheel drive, 9 thousandths of a second faster in Sector 1. What can he do? 20 kilograms extra, 10 kilograms now on board the rear-wheel drives to try and maximise and adjust that. It's default settings. Anton Temenga has just gone fastest. Modini has just gone fastest. So they're all now piling on the times through Lodge as he goes down onto the start-finish straight here. Will he get provisional pole position? His Sector 2 time, not so great. He's losing out off the low-speed corners. Phil Garside's going a bit faster. Keep an eye on him now through that sector. Now he's gone off, Mordini's going faster. He's gone purple Sector 1, but again, the BMWs are losing traction in Sector 2. Yeah, that's going to be out. That's going to lose him a little bit of a tenth. Squirming over there. That's not really going to help him. And he's just outbraked himself. You can hear the brakes squealing there as he comes through Lodge. So I don't think he's going to do anything unless he can find anything mighty in that sector. I think that's going to be position stayed. Yeah, he goes 4th. No real improvement for him. Dario's going a bit quicker. Dario's all the way down in 12th position. What can he do here? He's up in Sector 2. That's where the rear-wheel drives, props himself into 8th position. Benny Norton's up to 5th. Poddy Flax down into 18th. Baz is in 19th. Derek Neal is in 20th. Lee Horn kind of in the middle at the moment. Again, his teammate Alex Ward currently not on the grid as it stands, so that's going to hit them. That little bit of onto the grass out of Druids, that's not going to help him either. So he's down in Sector 1, he's down in Sector 2. He's not going to do anything impressive, I don't think, really. He might get himself up to 6th at this rate. Doesn't improve. He loses more time in Sector 1. In Sector 3. So Alberti's improved to the back of Biddulph by 1/10 of a second. Can Lloyd Biddulph, the man currently on provisional pole position with less than 8 minutes remaining of the qualifying session, can he get himself into a little bit further? Can he get himself now into the 1:24.5s? He's abandoned the lap. The lap's abandoned as he's letting Alex Ward go through, who's actually not Alex Ward. That's Lee Horn. So he's not going any faster. Couple improvements going on the board for Baz and Temenga. There's Temenga, currently was top 10. Michael Clough's got himself a little bit faster. Temenga's put himself into 9th position. Out of all holes, he then comes down through the long right-hander of Cascade. So there's going to be some overtaking opportunities going through Cascade into the hairpin. But again, there's going to be some accidents because they've got to be mindful of the other cars around them, of the contact, of the timing they can lose, the impact that they're going to cause. And Temenga's just run wide. He's just run wide. And he's run even more wide. So, yeah, that lap is disallowed, I think. Mordini's going a bit faster in Sector 1. What can he do here? His last sector time was a 32.253 on his last lap. Fastest in Sector 2 is Dario. Fastest in Sector 3 is Alberti. So at the moment, Lloyd doesn't actually have any fastest laps, any fastest sector. He's just consistent across the board. He's there or thereabouts in each sector, but he's losing most time in Sector 3 by nearly 2/10 of a second. So there's time to be had here. He's only 1/100th of a second ahead of second place man Alberti, currently provisioning. So it can all change. Lloyd has gone through Sector 1 of 32.5. Yeah, he's still 3/10 off fastest lap in that sector. So Lloyd at the moment, that's going to cost him time. Unless he can pull something out of the bag here in Sector 2. I don't think he's going to be going any faster out of Nickelbrook. It's going to be game over, I think, for him. On this lap, I think he's going to have to go into a bit of formation here. It's 5 minutes 52. Now, they will have qualifying fuel on board. He's run wide. He's run wide and abandoned the lap. Alberti, BMW, TZ, BMW there. So Romi's the one we're looking out for. Championship leader is currently, he's not on the board. He is. He's down in 17th. Andre Romy is currently down in 17th position at the moment. That 20 kilograms on board the BMWs has absolutely spiced everything up at the moment. So that's going to make it exciting. Also, with only 20 cars in the field, Lloyd Biddulph has been passed by Phil Garside. Didn't even see that one coming. What's Phil Garside done? How has he done that? 32.7, how's he done that? So Phil Garside is currently provisional pole position by 0.02 of a second. But he wasn't fast. He's not fastest in any sector at all. 28.1, 28.2, 23.7. It's that sector 2 and sector 3 time. That's where Phil Garside has done it. That's where he's done Lloyd Biddulph. Is that sector 3 time? He's split first and second in sector 3. It's a personal best now going on for Alberti as he joined him on board as he comes past the Watertown now into Druid. So through the right-hander, it's a double right-hander here. It feels like it goes on and on and on as he now comes up to Lodge Corner. Now Alberti is going fast as he's on a 32.4 in sector 1, so he has improved personal best for sector 1. Not the fastest, but he is faster than the masked man, which is Phil Garside, who did a 32.7. But the BMWs are suffering in sector 2, puts him on a provisional pole position. It's that sector 3 time. I must have been running out of fuel. There must have been no fuel on board that car. We currently can't see the fuel loads on board the car. But slight improvement for Mordini going on now. What can Phil Garside do? He's 0.2 of a second up. I don't think there's going to be anything he can do, realistically, with less than 4 minutes to go. It's a 124 lap, so unless he gets himself in, unless he gets himself with no fuel on board that car, it's going to be all over the place. So that's going to be exciting. We'll go across to the stream, the commentary after we go through this at the moment. So Alberti there is a 23.6. Now Phil Garside is 0.4 up in sector 1. So he's not doing anything. Lloyd Biddulph is going faster. So he's gone 0.2 of a second faster in sector 2. This is what I've been talking about. The tyres are at temperature. They're going to be burning fuel. Baz needs to get out the way. Through Lodge now down to the start-finish straight. Can he maintain this? He's currently 0.2 up in sector. He's cremated sector 1. A 28.114. Only 2 drivers. Provisional pole position. Does he go faster? No. No. Only second, 0.4 of a second. He's losing sector 3 time. That's his issue. 4th place man, Mordini, now going absolutely hell for leather. A 32.253. Personal best improvement for Carlo, who's currently down in 5th as well. And again, another improvement for Dario, but he's abandoned the lap. He's abandoned the lap. Back to Lloyd. Lloyd's got one shot at this, really. And he's going to have to make a real shifty on if he wants to get past this. Alex Axon's put himself up into 3rd position. He'll be absolutely licking his chops with that position. Good, solid result if he can keep it. The times are tumbling across the board. Mordini is on fire now. He's a 15. Mordini's in. They're all in sector 1. Personal best currently for 5th place man Dario, who's not 5th, he's actually 7th, and 10th place man Benny Norton. But we're going to stick with this man here at the moment. Again, Andre Alberti has just gone personal best in sector 1, but he's not fastest in that sector. This man is. He did a 32.253. The question is, can he? Yeah, I don't think he's going to do it. I don't think he's going to do it. I don't think Mordini is going to go faster, but Alon Axon is going faster at the moment. Lloyd Biddulph going fastest. Alberti going fastest, but he's 0.9 up in that sector off provisional pole position. I think that lap is abandoned. Alberti 1/10 of a second off, extending his provisional lead. Lloyd Biddulph has closed the gap to 0.04 of a second, but is it too little, too late? As he crosses the line, he'll get one more go at this, and that will be it. Game over. Does he extend his lead? No. What can Lloyd Biddulph do as he goes through the long right-hander here? He'll get one more bite of the cherry, but he's not going any faster. He's just not. Mordini's going a bit faster. Temenga is into 10th. Romy has put himself up into 9th. A couple of personal bests further down the field in 15th and 16th for Jamie Dory and Massimo are doing personal bests in that sector. In sector 1 at the moment, 32.64. Let's keep an eye on Jamie Dory. He's gone fastest in sector 2. He's 1/10 of a second up. What can Jamie Dory do here? What can Jamie Dory? Can his engine last long enough for him to complete the lap? He's going to get 6 seconds. This is it. If he doesn't improve here, Phil Garside is finished. Can this man here get himself into top 5? Current trajectory is 7th. Again, 0.3 of a second. He lost 0.4 of a second. Alberti is flying now unless the man behind... No, this man should abandon the lap, because there is Lloyd Biddulph. Lloyd has abandoned the lap. He will have to settle for 2nd position. It will be Alberti putting himself on provisional pole position, providing nobody else mugs his beret. No, and extends his lead, and Lloyd Biddulph has just gone fastest. Lloyd Biddulph has just popped in a 1:24.148. Absolutely. Where did he come that from? How has he done that? 32.4. He's just consistent. So he hadn't set the board. Carlo puts himself into 3rd. Alex Oxon down to 4th. Phil Garside, who was provisionally fastest driver out there at the moment, gets himself all the way down into 5th position. So, as the game sorts itself out, we'll go back to that one. There is your provisional starting order. As it stands at the moment. Lloyd Biddulph, followed by Alberti, Carlo and Alan Axon. Phil Garside was quickest at 1 point, but he just couldn't maintain it. But it's only 0.4 of a second. Alberti, I'd watch out for him in 2nd. Mordini kind of in the middle, but Mordini is a master in the midfield, so watch out for him. Jamie Dory, good result for him. The problem Jamie's got is he's got to keep that consistency. He has to keep that consistent. Dario Raffitti in 8th, Benny Norton in 9th. Didn't really set any boards alight. Andre Romy is in 10th position, but he's carrying a maximum ballast plus the 20 kilos, so watch out for him. I think he will be fast moving. The game should go into the 2nd page. Come on, sort yourself out. Well, it hasn't. It's decided it doesn't want to do it. We'll reset that. There we go. Temenga in 11th. Expecting a bit more from Temenga. Temenga. Stu Neal kind of in 12th at the moment. Lee Horn is in 13th. Clough is in 14th. Ben Attili is in 15th. Massimo is in 16th. Massimo cost his teammate the ability. No, it wasn't Massimo. It was Carlo cost his teammate last time out. Massimo, I think, has got a lot to prove. Watch out for Massimo. Marco, 17th. Poddy Flack in 18th. Not really setting the time in streets and light, but he's there. Baz, best looking car on the field as far as I'm concerned. He's won. That's it. End of. If it was a Volvo, he'd also win. Because I drive a Volvo. Derek Neal is in 20th position, and that's how it stacks up the provisional pole positions. Provisional run. So another pole position for Lloyd. Now they're going to have to sort themselves out and get ready for the racing. Race controls just come across the board. As you'll see there, Mark Sykes is in race control today. So he isn't racing, but he does do some of the designs that are out there as it stands at the moment. But let's go across to the camera. We're going to wait for the board to come on board. Let's go across to the camera. Let's see if it works. Yes, it does work. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the commentary box. Like I said, we are live as always, so we do things. Things do happen, unfortunately, as we go live, and we do have to keep them running. So, right, if you're new to the series, this is the Nxtgen Btcc Racing Series. It is round 5, not round 4. It's round 5. We're from Alton Park. We do not race next week. There is a break before we come back for the second half of the season. Race 1 is going to be in about 15 minutes. And race 1 positions are set from qualifying. Race 2 is set from the start. The finishing order of race 1 sets the grid for race 2. Ballast is reapplied between race 1 and race 2. Its maximum ballast is 75 kilo, and then it goes down in increments. Does it make a difference? Yeah, it does. Makes a massive difference. Race 2, forecast to be wet. We've had a lot of wet weather, so watch out for the BMWs, especially Mordini, Romy, and Alberti. If they can get into top 5, I'd place a BMW. It is winner of race 2, is where I'd put a BMW in those changeable conditions. Race 3, positions 1 to 6 are reversed automatically, and then from 6 to 12 we do a spinny wheel, and that will determine where the positions are changed from that point. And that's what takes us through the proceedings. It's 20 minutes per race, and there's roughly around 15 to 20 minutes between each break, so you've got your time to get yourself a kebab, go to the toilet, get yourself a drink, non-alcoholic of course, and then come back and join us. Is one of those. So as we wait for the build-up to race 1, there's a couple of big key things we've got to talk about. First of all is the rear-wheel drives. For those of you that have been following us through the stream so far and following us through the season, you'll notice that the BMWs have had a major advantage. They all carry 10 kilograms on board. They've now increased that to 20 kilograms. So that's why at the moment we're seeing this reshuffling between front-wheel drive and rear-wheel drive. It's going to make it interesting. Another question that I had was, is that 20 kilograms always there? Yes. So even if you've got 75 kilograms on board, it's 75 kilos plus 20 kilos. So the rear-wheel drives in pole position, which is, if you're leading the championship, which is what Romy's currently doing from Lloyd, he will be carrying 95 kilos on board that car. And that's a lot of weight to carry around. So it's going to hurt his tyres, it's going to hurt his chances, he's going to have to manage it more. And the reason they do that, because one of the questions I had was, why has that happened? There was an update to the game. So one of the racers let me know that there was an update to the game, and it provided a disadvantage to the front-wheel drives that would eat their tyres quicker than the rear-wheel drives. So that's why they changed it. Where would I put my 50p? That always comes in as well. My 50p is going to be on Lloyd today, unless Alberti. If Alberti, who's currently in second position, can clear Lloyd within the first 2 laps, I'd put Alberti for the win, is what I would do. But if Alberti can't clear him, then I'd put Lloyd for it. It's a classic track and it's hard to pass at. Right, let's go back across. The session is now live. We'll go across to the main feed where we get ready for the start of the race. Let's go across to the stream. Aaron Hampstead saying, miss racing these. Get yourself involved, Aaron. Get yourself into the Discord. We have Discord. Just look for Next Gen Racing. We're also on YouTube as well. This is probably what you're watching us on. Actually, no, you're watching us on Facebook. Again, come and watch us. Come and follow us. If you're interested, get yourself involved. Great bunch of guys. Absolutely great series to race in. I would highly recommend it. Robert, again, Robert, are you still in Greece at the moment? So if you don't know, Robert is a Race 3 master, race winner as well, good at managing tyres, runs the Infinity around at the current moment. So the question is, Robert, are you going to be rejoining us? Are you going to take another race victory? That's going to be what we are all interested in. Right, let's go across to the starting order for round 5. First row is Lloyd Biddle, followed by Alberti. Second row is Carlo, followed by Outlon Axon. Watch out for Alberti in row 1. I'm expecting big things. Row 3 is Phil Garside, followed by Mordini. Phil Garside, if he can stay 5th, good result for him. Jamie Dory and Dario Raffetti in on row 4. Row 5 is Benny Norton, championship leader at Romy. He's down in 10th. He's going to want to get top 5. Shave the ballast, take race 2. Temenga is on row 6 with Stu Neal alongside him. Row 7, Lee Horn, running a solo tonight with no Alex Ward by Michael Clough, who hasn't really materialised in this so far. Row 8, Marco Benatili and Massimo Boni. Row 9 is Marco, followed by Podiflack. in row 10. It is Baz, best looking car on the field, it just is. Derek Neal, starting to go faster for Derek Neal, so I'm expecting a bit more from him. That's the wrong button I pressed. If you are interested on where we are, it is the Next Gen BTC Racing Series. It's round 5, not round 4. You have to do everything manually in this game. Brilliant. I am your commentator and your broadcaster, which is Andy Pawley. In race control tonight is Mark Sykes. He's behind the scenes keeping everything tickety-boo. Alton Park Island, it is around 2.3 miles. Someone will correct that for me at some point. Track temperature 27.2, air temperature 15.9. And we are expecting a wet weather in race 2 as we ride on board now with Marco. So he's going to be getting ready. He's down in 15th position, don't forget. So he's going to be wanting to try and move forward in the field. The question is, can he actually do anything from this? They're all squabbling in the back. There's Stu Neal's going to have to sort himself out. He should be in 12th, but he's way out of position at the moment, so he's gonna have to move forward to get this done. I will go forward. Someone's asking me how can we do a warm-up session compared to the other guys who are racing, because this is very unique to the Next Gen Racing Series, so of course I will take you through that and show you how and explain it. Robert just coming on there, still in Greece. For sure, buddy. But here we go. Race 1, 2 seconds. Engine notes rise, and it's lights out, and away we go. And Lloyd Biddulph has had the perfect start because Alberti has lost out to Carlo. But Carlo in the Infinity to the right. Does he get through? Yes, he does. Do they all get through? They've all managed to hold on to it. No, the BMW's gone off on the side. Alberti's gone back. There's contact in the background. Body Flack has most managed to go into the wall, I think, at the moment. Has he done it? No, he hasn't. Derek Neal, Body Flack is in the wall. But Carlo has got himself up into second. Phil Garside has all the way up into third as well. As you see, Alex Axon is now side by side with the BMW. Sorry, it's the Infinity. There he is, the right side. He is side by side, going up now over Hilltop as they're all squabbling themselves. You can see Mordini, the BMW. There he is. Has had a lovely love tap from Dario in the front wheel drive Honda. As they go into Knickerbrook, they need to keep this nice and tidy. You can see Stu Neal is also hustling the nice little Cooper there, trying to bring it up. Can he do anything from here? Can he maximise it? But Lloyd Biddulph has had the perfect start. But as we rejoin Dario, currently in 8th position, he's right up the rear end there. That is 7th position, just ahead. BMW, 20 kilograms on board extra. In the front there, you can see them going side by side. Phil Garside down the gearbox, 5th, 4th, 3rd, into second he goes. The man is on fire. Give him a fire extinguisher. Brilliant stuff. Oh, a little bit of a twitch there from Carlo in that rear wheel drive. He's really suffering. And the closing stages, which are the opening stages of this race, he needs to get his head down. Lloyd Biddulph, 2.8 seconds ahead of the field. His biggest problem now is going to be who's moving fast. Lee Horn is attacking the back of Stu Neal, riding on board with him now. Here is Lee Horn in 11th, flying solo tonight. No Alex Ward, he's going to go alongside there. Stu Neal, front wheel drive versus front wheel drive into the hairpin. Down the gearbox he goes, 5th, 4th, 3rd, into second, holds it. Nice and tidy, needs to be no eagerness with that go-go pedal, but he absolutely slams it to the floor, builds up that speed again. What can he do here? What can he absolutely bring to the party? He is battling at the moment, the car ahead. That is Stu Neal, Cupra versus Ford. The battle of the front wheel titans. Through Knickerbrook they go, up over the crest. He's twitched there, he's had a little bit of a twitch. Massimo is out already, so no Massimo. He's game over as it stands at the moment. Lee Horn, whoa, there goes Stu Neal, goes off the wall. He's managed to just hold on to that and hold the position, but this is Lee's time to strike if he wants to get this done. In the background, Michael Clough riding on board with him now. He is the bridesmaid to this party, goes up the inside. Through. Oh, he's absolutely send that into the lodge corner. Down the dip, over the deer run we go. What can he do into Old Hairpin here? Old Hall. He's going to have to absolutely hit the brakes, but he just can't get it done. He can't get the car stopped. He can't get it rotated. They are allowed to run a little bit wide here, which is allowing them to slowly but surely break away at the front. Oh, there's a BMW! There's a BMW! That's Benny Norton! Benny Norton has had an accident all by himself. He's run out of talent and ended up in the kitty litter. He will be raging because he was up to a high position. Carlo's going wide again. So once again, no, this could be the old switcheroo here, because even though they are technically racing each other, they are technically running in the same team. And at this moment, Alberti is fastest. But you can see here, Jamie Dory riding on board with Dory now. He's in 5th position. That man there, Carlo, he's the one. I think he's having a tactical block, but the bright pink Jamie Dory's going to go up the inside of Druids. There's contact. There's contact between. There's more contact. There's contact everywhere. It's all kicking off. It's going to be red flag at this rate. Can they all hold on to it? No, they don't. That car is absolutely toast. Lee Horn. He was just the poor recipient of that. And the big winner out of all of that, I think, was Mordini. The massive winner out of all of that was Mordini. So Mordini gets himself into 4th position. It's just brilliant stuff. Absolutely all over the place. The question is, what are they going to do from here? Is there going to be huge issues here? It's absolutely kicking off at the moment. Absolutely, it's gone bonkers. Phil Garside at the moment, there he is, holding on to this at the moment, but he has been caught by Lloyd Biddulph. A safety car, yellow flag. It looks like the safety car. Yeah, safety car deployed. So that's why you'll see no overtaking now. It's holding station. So they're going to bunch back up again. Race control confirming safety car deployed while they sort themselves out. The question is, where is the safety car? There it is. You can see the flashing lights at the moment. That was an absolutely monumental accident that happened there. It took out a large proportion of the field. So Lloyd Biddulph on a 1:24, he's managed to get himself a 2.4 second gap, but it's going to basically, they're going to end up bunching back up again. That accident took out most of the field, unfortunately. Are they still running around in the background? Derek Neal's still going. Where's Carlo? He's still got 4 wheels on his wagon. But that gap that Lloyd Biddulph had actually built up at 1.4 seconds. Well, he was nearly 4 seconds in the lead. He's lost all of it, basically. All that lead now is completely gone. So it's going to be absolutely all over the place. So they're going to have to sort themselves out. I suspect they'll be running around for a couple of laps, but the field is going to be bunched back up again. So once again, Lloyd is going to have to go through and rebuild his entire lead. The question is, we'll see if there's one more lap, waiting for official control from race control. And if race control come up, I wonder if this timing box actually has a safety car deployed. No, it doesn't, but that box does. I don't know where that box comes. We'll have a look. Safety car is deployed. So at the moment, the safety car is deployed. We are waiting for confirmation from race control when the racing will go live again. But there's the safety car. It is deployed. The lights are out on the safety car, so it means we should go racing at the end of this lap. Lloyd's now got to build a gap to the safety car. There it is. The lights are officially out. Phil Garside has a real opportunity here, a real opportunity to get himself into a championship position or his first race win. When does Lloyd hit the throttle? When does Lloyd go? Because the safety car hasn't peeled off. There it is. Will we get one more lap? Has the safety car gone in? No, Lloyd has gone for it. He's absolutely pushed the pedal to the medal. But look at Phil Garside. He's right on the rear end. Phil Garside can sniff his first BTCC Next Gen Racing win. The rest of the field is bunched up again, but they're holding station. Phil Garside, he is that car, the second car, that one, the Honda, the green one. You cannot miss it. He has to get gone. He has to get this done, because if he doesn't, it's going to really cost him a lot of time. It's going to cost him so much in terms of his championship points. Lloyd's running a bit wide. Nobody trying anything silly in the hairpin. They don't want another safety car, because that's completely destroyed the lead. He's reset it all over again. Andre Alberti's currently in third position at the moment. He's been gifted an opportunity as Michael Clough was trying to go up the inside there of Dario, and he's got it done. Absolutely brilliant stuff there from Michael Clough. Late break manoeuvre into Knickerbrook, ticks it out, off he goes. Can he get himself top 5 finish, which will be his highest finish? Jamie Dory's run wide, Jamie Dory's run wide in the Infinity. There he is. Has he got onto the back of Mordini? No. He had an opportunity to get onto that on out of Druid's corner, but it did not work, and that's really hurt him now. Is anyone going to do anything silly through this section? But it looks like yes, and Michael Clough's run wide. Michael Clough ran wide, and that's put him back into the clutches of Rafiti. There is Rafiti, Dario's going to go up the inside, which will be the outside into Old Lodge. This Old Hall, that's just not going to work. He gives him a love tap on the back. He's pushing and down out of Cascades now, riding on board with Dario. What's Dario going to do here? Is he going to try and send him a dummy? Jamie Dory's losing out in front. Phil Garside is up to second position. We're keeping an eye on that. Massimo is out. That accident had cost Massimo dearly, but bunched everybody up. Less than 10 minutes to go. As you can see, Romy in the background's making progress. Up to 10th he goes. I said watch out for championship leader Romy. Alon Axon. There he is, Alan Axon, sorry Alan. He's going down backwards at the moment. He's not doing well. He's down 8th place. His qualifying is not materialised into a good race finish as it stands at the moment. So he's going to be watching that and hoping. Mordini now is right on the back. I said to watch out for Mordini. Mordini's up 2 places, fast moving in that BMW. But the problem is he's got a BMW just ahead of him of Alberti. Whoa, a little bit of a twitch there, a little bit of a twitch from Mordini. We're riding on board now with Mordini just ahead. That's 3rd place man, Alberti, through the right-hander. There's Phil Garside, there's Lloyd Bidoff, currently 1.7 seconds ahead. He's building the gap again. Alon Axon is side by side with Carlo, don't forget, was 3rd place, got up to 2nd, was battling for the lead, and that accident cost him dearly through that entire section, so that's really hurt him. Big winners out of that safety car. Poddy Flag is in 17th. Benny Norton was currently at the back. He's a big winner from that safety car. Baz up to 15th as it stands at the moment. But the battle is still being raged on in that midfield. There is Romy. He's not really making progress. They're all settling in now with 8 minutes to go. You can see Carlo and Axon is trying to go up Carlo's inside, but Axon just needs to be a bit cleverer here. Baz in the background, running on board now with Baz. He's in 15th. There is 14th. You can see. He can see everybody ahead of him. Little bit of a kick of the dirt there through Knickerbrook. This is the right, left, right. Needs to stay all 4 wheels on the track. Get no silly business. It's not like Project Cars 2. This hurts when you get it wrong. Benny Norton is now on the back of Baz. There's Benny Norton. BMW versus front wheel drive. Whatever car that was, I think it is a Toyota. It is a Toyota, but it's not on its roof. Through Druids we go. Into 3rd gear, holds it, a little bit of blip into 4th, and absolutely nails it down the back straight. The question is, can he get past? Can he do anything? Baz is doing a stellar job. Baz is holding on to 15th. As you see, Axon running wide again. So Carlo has gapped him now, and he's got Marco just behind him. There is Marco. Marco's going to go around the outside, and he's going to outbrake himself. He's spun. Does he hold on to it? He's nearly in the barrier. All 4 wheels still on his wagon. He'll be needing a new set of trousers after that one. Absolutely stellar from him. So all kicking off. Right, back to Michael Clough. Up to 6th position at the moment. What can he do from here? He's chasing Jamie Dory. There is Jamie Dory. I think the rear-wheel drive, Jamie Dory is suffering with that 20 kilograms on board. And that's really going to hurt him. There is the front-wheel drive. That's the Honda. That is Dario Rafiti riding on board with him now. Just ahead of that, there is Michael Clough. He's braked into that corner. He doesn't have the confidence in that little Honda Hyundai yet to really extract the maximum out of it. And that's the problem he has at this time. Until he has that confidence, he's just not going to be able to get there. And right behind that, Stu Neal up to 8th position. A little bit of a kick of the dirt from the front there. So we'll see how that unfolds. Romi's joining the back of this, and so is Tamanga as well. So riding on board with Romy, you can see he's in 10th. There is 9th, 8th, 7th, 6th, 5th. All the way to Jamie Dory. So Romy could get top 5 finish if he just gets himself into a championship winning position. He doesn't need to really do anything silly here, but he needs to be top 5. Dario Rafiti has got past Michael Clough. We'll have a look at that post-race. I hit the go-go button. We'll have a look as he goes down now into Cascade. It's all starting to kick off. Stu Neal behind. He is the Cupra, 1-2, third car in the row. Is Michael Clough going to go for a late lunge here? This is going to be the question into the hairpin. No, he thinks better of it. He hits the brakes, goes down, and absolutely holds on to it as best as he can. Where does that leave him? It is less than 5 minutes to go, with 5 minutes 40 remaining. Through Knickerbrook they go. Absolutely brilliant stuff. In the background there, Benny Norton is trying to attack the back of Outlon. No, there's Outlon Axon. There he is, actually. I think the game's had a wobbly. No, it hasn't. It's caught itself. So he got past Alex Axon in the background, but Michael Clough once again is attacking the back of Dario, not going to go through Druids without touching him, but he's all over that rear end. We're riding on board now with Michael Clough. Behind us in 8th position, that is Stu Neal. Those two race together in a different racing league, so they know how each other drives. It is intense racing. Michael Clough has done a stint on other sims before. He is a championship leader in other leagues. He's a championship winner in other leagues, but in touring cars, he's just not there yet. Stu Neal's really starting to find his own as well, but they're all kind of bunching up at the moment. Mordini is hanging on to the back of Alberti, but Lloyd Biddulph is 3.3 seconds ahead at the front. You can see here we're on board now with Romy. Romy needs to get past Outlon Axon if he wants to do it. He's not going to go around the outside. That's a very audacious move. The confidence. And that little twitch has got damage on the rear right corner. You can see it there. A little bit. I'm not sure why he's flashing his lights, because you're not going to go around the hairpin as you go up Clay Hill. It's just not going to happen. You can see Carlo going for a lunge there, but he's suffering. He's just suffering. Carlo at the moment is on the medium tyres. Soft tyre is the tyre of choice with less than 4 minutes to go. Those mediums are just not doing the job they were designed to. Mordini is catching the back of Alberti, but the big news here is Phil Garside hasn't really been dropped. So unless there is some form of a safety car or something mad happens, I think he's going to get himself into top 5 finish, which he'll be absolutely ecstatic on. But Mordini has to get gone. He really has to get going if he wants to try and get past Alberti, because they are rival teams. It's BMW versus BMW. Both rival teams, same machinery, different nationalities, I think. And that's the issue he's going to get. He hasn't got a teammate to help him. Lloyd, I think, is just managing it on the sector times now. Lloyd at the front isn't really doing anything silly or anything funny. He's just holding on to that at the minute. Lee Horn, he was the one who went off. I think he's got damage to the car. He's right at the back at the moment as it holds on. Right, Mordini has caught up to the back of second place man Alberti. The question is, can he clear him? 2 laps to go. Mordini has to get this done, because Mordini in 3rd position, that car there, the BMW, the number 43, the red and white one that's also silver, has to get past Alberti in the yellow and black BMW, and he's got to do it fast, because if he doesn't, Rob Garside, down in 4th position in that Honda Accord, hasn't let the battle go, and they're both within a second of each other now. So he's on this. Lloyd Biddulph has actually lost a bit of time now. He's losing over half a second a lap, but I think he's managing his tyres at this phase because he doesn't need to do anything from here. Benetili is catching the back of Romy. Romy is still stuck behind Temenga. And Temenga is in 9th position. Romy is in 10th. And these two are absolutely stuck like glue. Temenga is all over the back of nobody, and Stu Neal is all over the back of Michael Clough. Michael Clough is starting to go forward a little bit. This is going to heat up for race 2. If they finish in these positions, they will get one more lap. One more lap is what they're going to get as we ride on board again with Romy. And he's going to have to absolutely do all he can do. As he's gone up the inside, he's going to go for the late break manoeuvre. He's got it done. A little bit of a love tap between the two. We'll have a look at that post-race. Another flash of the lights there. It was a very, very hard move. The question is, was it too hard? And the problem is that Benetili, his teammate, is going to go for the manoeuvre as well. Outlon Nxtgen goes, just take the position. I think he's not racing them, though. He's racing the midfield. So it's pro versus A and pro versus Am. That's the problem, is that they're really thinking about that opportunity at the moment. Benny Norton in the background holding on to that position. But Stu Neal is still on the back of Michael Clough. Stu Neal is in 8th position. Michael Clough is in 7th. Stu Neal, second car in the row. The Pepperami car, the black and Pepperami coloured one. That is Stu Neal. He's going to be looking for his best result of the season in race 1. He's on the soft tyres. All those on the mediums are starting to struggle. That's the problem, and he's got to get this done now. This is the last lap of the race. If he doesn't do this, he's not going to get it. It's that simple. Carlo in a 12th is on the back of Temenga. Whoa, the twitch from Romy there. He's pushing every single wheel and every single horsepower in that car. He's top 9 at the moment. He could get, well, he's not going to do it. He's run wide. He's run wide, and that's cost him. Stu Neal, I don't think he's going to do anything silly and send it up. Well, yes, he is. He's hit the brakes, and he's just out-braked himself into that corner. And that manoeuvre has cost him, I think, yeah, that's cost him his opportunity. It's cost him his opportunity of getting top 7 finish. That's how it is sometimes. Sometimes you roll the dice, sometimes you don't, and it's cost him. It's just cost him. Romy is just giving it everything. The saving grace he's got is his teammates behind him. Carlo, followed by Ben Temenga, and Benny Norton are still chasing him. Temenga, he's flashing his lights. I think that's the old touring car trick of, I'm coming. So he's flashing his lights to try and put Carlo off, but I don't think it's going to work really, Temenga. Carlo's a wily old fox here. Yeah, he's flashing as many lights as he can to hold on to it. Temenga's letting him past. Maybe something went on there. Maybe there was something that went on, which is why he was flashing his lights. But your race winner is Lloyd Biddulph, followed by Alberti, followed by Modini, followed by Phil Garside. Phil will be absolutely ecstatic with that. Started 5th, finished top 4. Jamie Dorey will be absolutely brilliant finish for him in 5th. Dario is in 6th. Michael Clough is in 7th. We will watch Lee Horn as he brings the car home. And a good result for him. Absolutely stellar result. Derek Neal will come home in 18th position, which will be his highest finish this season. Lee Horn, he's just not really... He was just unlucky, unfortunately. So now he's got a lot of work to do in race 2, but he won't have a lot of ballast. So, yeah, I think I do feel for him. But sometimes that's how it is. Race 2 is due to be wet, so watch out for Alberti and Mordini, is what I would say with those, because they are wet weather specialists. There's your provisional race results from race 1. Lloyd Biddulph, followed by Alberti, followed by Mordini, followed by Phil Garside. Cracking result for Phil Garside. Jamie Dorey is in 5th position, followed by Dario in 6th. Michael Clough, highest finish so far this season, is in 7th. Stu Neal is in 8th. Romy is in 9th. Watch out for Romy, because he's going to shave a load of ballast now. Lloyd will have 75 kilos on board, and those BMWs are fast without ballast. And Romy was making progress, and just had a poor qualifying. Marco is in 10th position. 11th is Anton Temenga. 12th is Carlo. 13th is Benny Norton, 14th is Baz, highest finish this season so far. Alan Axon will be not happy with that result. He is faster than that. But again, Alan, a great hot lapper. He just needs to work on that race pace. Body is in 16th, Marco is in 17th, Derek Neal, highest position so far this season, is in 18th. Lee Horn is in 19th, and Massimo was a DNF. We didn't see that on stream, but it is what it is, as they all sort themselves out. Right, let's see if we can load up you have to load up the app, and we're going to have a look what we got on the old replay while that sorts itself out. Nothing from race control at the moment as it stands, so unless race control have any more information, I believe it is a wet race 2. Maybe race control can shed some light on that, but we will see as it unfolds. Right, let's go across to... I think it's that button. It is that button. Right. Let's have a look what we got on the old replay box. There's going to probably be now about a 15-minute gap. Server gets itself reset. Ballast all goes in. And then we will start racing. So we've got about 15 minutes. If you want to get yourself a takeaway or get yourself some food or a drink, please go ahead. I'll be here for the next 15 minutes talking for race 2. I can see quite a lot of you in the background watching on stream. Please come and say hi. Every week there is more and more of you. Please come and say hi. I do not bite. Let me know your thoughts. All I ask is please keep it clean. We are a family-orientated stream, which is why you have to keep it clean. Kind of makes that sensible. Right, let's see what we got here. We need to go there. That's the wrong button. D drive, and then... Okay, right. It's free software. Again, someone's actually sent me a message while I was streaming. They was asking about my setup. I'll go through that again, but we won't cover that straight away. Right, where is my mouse? I need to set up the stream, and we will have a little look. So one of the things somebody did ask was, how do I get the onboards? Well, it's quite simple. The game actually has multiple onboards that you can go to. You just have to know how to get them. And all you do is when you click into the spectate view, you can change it. There are also some other functions as well. I just haven't got that far yet, if I'm honest. I'm still working on that function, so we will get to those later on, but it's still figuring the game out. Right, let's have a little look at what we got. So there were a couple of incidents that we did get. Let's have a look. I wanted to see the safety car incident, really. No, that's just nothing. That's where Lee just went off. Lee was up to 11th. He should have been there. I think these are the ones that brought out the safety car. And I think so. James, this is what kicked it all off. I'm pretty sure this is what kicked it off. Yeah, this move here. Ooh, so this is what. So we had safety car. And this was the incident. So it was Jamie Dory on Carlo that kicked it all off. That's what caused the safety car incident. So as you go through the corner, this is Carlo. There's Carlo. And the car alongside, those two there. The car on your left, the pink one, that is Jamie Dory. The yellow car, that is Carlo. And Jamie Dory is alongside, and we talk about, but they both basically, now he is, so if he needs to go back a bit. So, depending on your rules and regulations, so this has come up on a question I had over the week, is it the B pillar or is it the front axle? So, I've always worked off the B pillar, that's how I understand it. If you are, your front axle has to be at the B pillar. Has to be near that front pillar, which then gives you that basically that you've got the overlap. It's called the overlap. Now the problem here is that Dory, if we use my very thingy, is actually at that point. So he's entitled to that piece of track. Now, he does... The problem is again, you'd have to look at onboards. By the time you get to this point, you are in a one-way accident, basically, between the two drivers. And that's the problem when you try to overtake going into Druids. Because when you overtake going into Druids, you're basically going to have an accident, and you're going to have an accident all by yourself. And that's what happened. For me, it's the result that's the problem, because realistically, I think Jamie's put his nose in there and gone for it. But Druids is a really weird place to overtake. Carlo could have left a little bit more room, but he's not expecting a car to be there. So as we go forward, yeah, they're not even at the apex by the time the incident happens. That's a tough one. For me, I think Jamie would be more at fault, but weekly Carlo should have left in some position. Carlo should have left him room. And there's the contact. So he's gone round now. And then this is where everything kicks off. So he's gone round and everybody scrabbles out the way. So that what happens is you've got Outlon Axon, and this is why he was down the back. Outlon Axon then has to go here to avoid a gap, and behind Outlon is Mordini. Now, Mordini gets away with it just, and Mordini basically is a passenger at that point. He's going to make contact because there's nothing you can do. He's turning for the corner, and his only option at that point is going to be a full-on incident, and that's what happens. So I'm just glad I don't have to sort the mess out. That's all I've got to say on that one. That's something else. I don't think I got any more. Did I get any more? No. So we had some of it. So this is the end result. So that's where Alberti basically has nowhere to go. So I don't think there's a penalty there for Alberti at all. Sorry, Mordini, because Mordini basically makes contact with Outlon. Outlon's got nowhere to go. So Outlon, I don't think he's just the poor recipient of that, unfortunately. And I do feel sorry for him because he seems to be the recipient of quite a few things. And yeah, is what it is. Carlo knew Jamie was there much further back and still turned in. It's going to come down to inputs, I think. What we don't see on the camera angle, and this is the thing that I wish I had, it's all to do with where he was. Now, as I said, as I was saying, Fraser, it's going to come down to where he was at that pillar. Because if, and this is what I've said on stream time and time again, if he's at the B pillar and he turns in, it's Carlo's fault. It just is. Now, if he isn't, it's a bit trickier than that. So that's the way I read that. But yeah, that, and I would, in terms of Fraser's comment there, Carlo knew Jamie was there. It all come down to the inputs. It all come down to the camera angle that we don't have. Well, I'm not the FIA, so I can't see that. But if he is, then yeah, that would be a penalty from Fraser, penalty to Carlo, because as I've said time and time again on previous streams, it's the B pillar. That's how I judge it. It's all down to that B pillar at the end of the day. So it is what it is. In terms of all the other the other racing, then yeah, it's impossible corner to overtake. 50% rule is leading in this one, but it's difficult to see. Yeah, and that's the thing. It's obviously going to be a big talking point, and it's unfortunately we just don't have the camera angles. If we did, then it'd come down to it. It's also but it's one of those things. It's one of those things. 50% rule is leading in this one, but it's difficult to see. Yeah. But as I've said time and time again on stream, just to play just as I've said, with the consistency I say, it's always down to the B pillar for me. That's the way I used to race. That was the regulations. It's all down to that B pillar. But thankfully, I don't have to do it. It's not as much fun racing, but the racing is really entertaining. Yes, I will agree with that. It's fun watching it. That's why I commentate and I don't run it, and I don't do it. Right, so we did see that one. I don't think I got much else because we had the safety car that was on there as well. This was Romy. What did he do here? No, there was nothing in that one really. I think I just pressed the button. There was the Allen and Romy overtake. Maybe it was this one. Yeah, so this one again. This one again is it's one of these weird things that we just don't have the camera angle. So again, so the rule and regulation, like I say, is what I follow, is the B pillar. But you'd have to look at the inputs again, and he knew he was there. So for me, this is one of those. The question will be for me: did he get the car stopped because he made contact, or did he stop the car before he got there? That's going to be one of those things. And again, we'd need more input there. So that's one I couldn't read at this time again. Massimo, what happened to Massimo? So I believe Massimo got involved. Unfortunately, was a very poor recipient. Maybe someone at race control. Well, that's all I've got for those at the moment. Let me check race control. No, about a couple of things. I think Massimo ended up in that incident. He was because he wasn't a DNF, and then the incident happened and he became a DNF. But Massimo has been off pace since last week, really. But Massimo thrives in wet weather conditions. So I'm expecting Massimo to be fast in race 2, because according to the weather chart, and if you're interested and you're thinking, Andy, how do you know what the weather's going to be? They're actually published the day before, so the weather is taken the day before on what the real track condition, on what the real weather was at that time. So it's light showers and a gentle breeze, so it's going to be a wet weather race. So watch out for Massimo in race 2, I think, because I believe that he gained the most positions of anybody in Donington in the wet weather. Someone might come on and correct me on that stat, but that's the stat that I remember. So I'm expecting him to be absolutely rapid in race 2 in those wet weather conditions. He really needs to aim for top 10. He's got to go top 10. Now, is he faster than the people ahead of him? Yeah, I think he is. Is he out on track now? No, he isn't, and he really should be. But the problem is race 2 is wet. It's currently all around on medium tyres. So that's going to be tricky as well, I think. So that's what I understand that happened to Massimo, is that he unfortunately was a poor recipient of the incident that happened. Which is a shame. Like I said, safety car deployed. Didn't even know you could do that on here, so I've learned something completely brand new. Race 2 winner. That's always a big topic for me. Race 2 winner. Do I think Lloyd's going to be race 2 winner? No, I don't. I think that 75 kilos is going to hurt him. Mordini's fast. Phil Garside's fast, but Phil Garside hasn't run around with ballast on board before, so he could chew his tyres up here. So if we go back to the end of race 1, oh no, it has reset. It's absolutely reset itself. Brilliant. I think these reset itself as well. Yeah, it's reset itself. So do I think Mordini? See, Mordini's fast as well. Mordini is consistent in that BMW, but they're running the extra 20 kilos now. And that has absolutely hurt his chances, really. The front-wheel drives at the minute have had the swing to the advantage back. The problem Mordini had was Alberti, and Alberti just kept him busy. If Mordini can clear Alberti and get through it, then I think Mordini can win it. But Mordini has to get past Alberti. Jamie Dory's an outside chance here, so I think Jamie Dory can deliver this. It's going to come down to tyres. Again, Lloyd's got a tall order to do. I don't know the safety car was a thing. Yeah, Fraser, nor did I. But I had a message from Race Control. It's a new feature that I didn't even know we were doing, but it's brilliant. And to bring the realism to it, I get a notification at the top, and it actually comes down the bottom, so if you ever see it, and it says safety car deployed, and I get notification from Race Control on how many laps it will be deployed for, and they fire the safety car out. Didn't know it was a thing, but it is really cool. I'm going to say absolutely brilliant. I love it. It bunches the field back up under a massive accident situation, but it is brilliant. Right, we're going to go back to the live stream. We need the other one. I need to sort that out as it stands at the moment. So they're all going to sort themselves out, get themselves into a row. They're all still choosing their tyres. So the other thing that is now part of this is that all the drivers have to decide on their tyres pre-race. So the starting order for race 2, Lloyd Biddulph by Alberti on row 1, Mordini and Phil Garside row 2. Watch out for Mordini. He's where I put my money for race 2 victory. Row 3, Jamie Dory. Jamie Dory, if you can clear Phil Garside, watch out for him. Dario is in 6th. Michael Clough and Stu Neal on row 4. Row 5 is Romy and Ben Attili. Romy's got a tall order here. Tamango is going to be on recovery drive, and Carlo needs to recover as well on row 6. Row 7, Benny Norton and Baz is alongside him. Row 8 is Alan Axon and Poddy Flack. Not expecting a lot from Poddy. He's just getting faster and learning the car. Row 9 is Marco by Derek Neal. Derek Neal running around, highest finish position for him. He'll be happy. Lee Horn will be on a recovery drive. And watch out for the fast-moving Massimo for the remainder of the race. If you're just joining us, this is race 2 from Alton Park. I pressed the wrong button. That's completely the wrong button. That's the right button of the Nxtgen Btcc Racing Series. Apparently that button doesn't work. It's back again. Of the Nxtgen Btcc Racing Series. This is round 4. I'm your commentator and your broadcaster, and today in race control is Mark Sykes. We'll probably update that in a future date, so you've got it. Track temperature slightly higher at 38, slightly lower at 38.4. Air temperature 15.9. It is the island circuit, which is 2.86 miles, 3.12. I keep changing the mile distance because I don't actually know. I'll be 100% honest. Let's have a look at Thomas Delaney has now joined us. He's down in 21st position, so we've got 21 cars on the field. He's going to be chasing, realistically, Derek Neal on this stage as they all line themselves up already. Lloyd Biddulph there needs to really bunch the fields up because they have to go through their tyre warming procedures in order to get ready. He's going to line the car up on the front row. It is the right side, but watch out for the BMWs because the fast-moving Alberti, there he is in 2nd position. That's who I'm expecting to really be leading at the end of lap 1. If Alberti can clear Biddulph in 1 lap, Alberti for it. If Mordini can clear Alberti, Mordini for the win. Jamie Dory, outside chance here. He's got the pace, he's got the consistency, but the problem he has, he just ends up in incidents all the time. So keep an eye out for him. 5 seconds to go till the start of race 2. 3 seconds to go. Engine lights rise. Everybody get ready. And it's lights out and away we go. And has Lloyd had the perfect start? Just enough. But look at Phil Garside. And look at Jamie Dory. Those two have launched it up the inside. Does the rest of the field get through? Is there any contact? No, there isn't. They've all held on to it. But Alberti has got mugged by nobody but Phil Garside is into third position. Jamie Dory's on the outside. Can he hold this? He's had a tap there from Michael Clough in the background as they're all squabbling themselves out, but he's lost out at the moment. Jamie Dory starting fifth, down one position, but he's on the inside into the hairpin. This should be done. There's Jamie Dory. He's bunching on lap one, so I'm not expecting anything of that, but he's going to have, really crucially, the inside into Knickerbocker Glory. Sorry, Knickerbocker, that's the corner. That's going to be key. Phil Garside's very fast moving on. Stu Neal is alongside Benatia. There's a massive accident again. Baz is all over the road. Has he held on to it just enough? Has he managed to recover? Where does he go? Baz is all the way down the back at the moment, but Michael Clough is alongside. Is on the back end of Dario at the moment, flashing lights all over the side. Stu Neal is on the side of the road. There he is again through the right side. Yellow flags were warning, but no safety car deployed again. I think someone's launched the safety car again. Yellow flags. Lap one, safety car deployed again. I think they're over you. I think we're going to find out. The flag is leading at the moment. Lloyd Bidoff, well, still racing at the moment. I think it's just yellow flags because Alberti and Garside is all over the rear side of him. Garside riding on board now. He is down in third position and he's challenging Alberti for second, but this is playing into the hands of Lloyd Bidoff. He's going to do the double here. Dario Raffiti is absolutely on fire. Purple sector 3, faster than anybody in those sectors. There's a board all over the road. Through the right hander they go. In the background there, Temenga is alongside his teammate, but the problem is Temenga has to get past Alex Axon, and that's just cost him time. So he's got past Alex Axon, who's going backwards again, and that's really going to hurt him at the moment. Really going to hurt him. Through the right side, oh, there's a massive accident. We didn't see that. That's cost Phil Garside absolutely loads of points. They've absolutely. How far does he go down, Clough? They're all over the back, and that's collected Baz, collected Benny, collected Phil Garside as well. No, Phil Garside's going to be DNF. Baz has retired to the pits in a very second-hand car. At the moment, it's all kicking off at the back of the field. Lloyd Bidoff through the right-hander he goes. It looks like it's going to rain. But the safety car deployed again because of the massive accidents that have happened, which is going to bunch the field up again. So once again, we find ourselves in a position with safety car deployed. Notification is it's going to take him about a lap to clear it up, and then we'll go racing after 2 laps. There's just so many incidents on that opening lap. They just need to calm it down a little bit, and it's costing them dearly now. Now the problem Lloyd's going to have is that Mordini is now in the title position. So that incident between Alberti, Clough and Garside, we didn't see it on stream. That's going to cost, that's allowed Mordini now to go into a winning position here. Jamie Dory's back into fourth, so Jamie Dory is now going to be in a position that he can get himself ready to go. So Jamie Dory here is going to be in a position that I think he can actually take it to the race win. But he's got to get past Lloyd. The swing on those BMWs has gone the other way now, so that 20 kilograms on board has swung the other way. But there's absolutely no doubting that Lloyd at the moment is in a class of his own. Let's just take recap of where we are. Current position leader is Lloyd, followed by Mordini. Then you've got Dario in third because an incident between Cloughy and Phil Garside that we just saw the tail end of. Jamie Dory's in fourth, Alberti is in fifth, Neil is in sixth, Carlo is in seventh, Romy is in eighth, Temenga is in ninth, Paul is 10th, Alan Axel is now in 11th, up 4 places. Marco is in 12th, up 5 places. Body is in 13th. Massimo, told you to watch out for Massimo. He's down in 6th now. He's in 14th, up 6 positions. His game has got to be 10. He's got to get to 10 to give him at least a fighting chance of reversing into race 3. Safety car will be in this lap, and then we will go racing for what hopefully won't be another safety car incident. So they've bunched the field up again because of the huge amount of accidents. As Baz has managed to get himself in and out the pit. So he's out the pits, he's now catching the back of the snake. He should get this done before the lap unfolds. So he's going to have to get on with this if he wants to do anything really. So at the moment, safety car is deployed. And it will be for the remainder of this lap according to race control. Race control saying safety car in this lap. So, who do I put my 50p on now? Who do I think is going to take race victory? Mordini. My money's on Mordini. Second place man Mordini. That is where I put my money. Alberti, there he is, currently down in 5th position. Alberti, down 3. If Alberti was up there, I would have put him in it. The front wheel drives have the advantage in the opening half of the race. But they don't have the advantage in the second half of the race. And that's why the BMW has to stick with him as much as he possibly can in order to hold on to this. And that's the key as we go now back over to the main feed as safety car will be in this lap. I don't have a button for that, unfortunately. I've only got a button that says safety car. I don't have a button that says safety car in this lap. And the problem is it's cost them vital time here because their laps are down to 2 minutes a lap. That's the problem with the safety car. Now, Lloyd's going to build up the gap. There he is in 1st position. We'll ride on board with Mordini. There it is. Lloyd has hit the throttle. He's had a little bit of a twitch there coming out of Lodge corner, and that's allowed the BMW to absolutely pounce on the back of him. The question is, has Lloyd done enough? Has Lloyd managed to scrabble away just a little bit? He's managed to light those front-wheel drive tyres up faster than Mordini. Dario in 3rd position, front-wheel drive. There he is. He's on the Honda Accord. He's got soft tyres on board the 4 wheels of that brilliant little Honda, bright yellow. Cannot miss it. Teammate 2 cars behind. Jamie Dory. Again, soft tyres, firing them quickly. But Lloyd Biddulph is doing enough at the moment. He's just going to place... Oh, there's contact in the background. Once again, Carlo is going more sideways than frontways. He's absolutely... he's trying to make progress here, but he's just trying to muscle his way through. And I don't think that's going to work. He is faster than he's actually absolutely on fire, but he just needs to slow down a little bit. His teammate is right behind him. He's side by side there with Podiflack. At the moment, there's Massimo in the number 58. He's just not going to go through there. Massimo making contact. That was never going to work there. So, yeah, we'll have a look at that post-race. So Podiflack loses 1 place and loses another place. You can see Phil Garside racing alongside Derek Neal. He tries to go up the inside. We saw what happened in race 1. If you try to go up there and you get it wrong, it is game over. But behind him as well, you've got the fast-moving. That is Michael Clough. So the 2 are working in tandem, I think. And right behind that is Benny Norton in the BMW right at the back, so he's trying to attack at the back of this as well. This is down in 20th position. There is 19th. There's Phil Garside going up the inside. He muscles his way through. Phil Garside is a wily old fox. There's contact! Absolute carnage as they all scrabble in the front of the pack. Have they managed to hold on to it? One of the laser tools, Benny Norton, gets out the way. But once again, they've all gone off the road, and Phil Garside is the absolute huge big loss of that incident. There's Lloyd. Lloyd is now 1.5 seconds ahead. He's just held on to it at the moment, but Thomas Delaney is now in 18th behind that, so he just holds on to that position at the moment. Mordini is not making progress. Jamie Dory is on fire at the moment, so Jamie Dory has got past Al Mordini. Mordini's in 4th position. Is Mordini going to lose out to Alberti? Running on board now with Alberti. Carlo is behind in 6th. Alberti is who we're on board with, and just ahead of that is the fast-moving Mordini. But Mordini in that BMW, that one, the black and red white one, that's Mordini. And he's just not making the progress. He's going backwards and backwards and backwards. At the moment, the man on the move is Jamie Dory. So Jamie Dory has got the bit between his teeth and he's absolutely flying in that Infinity. He's must have the rage in that helmet. He's going, I am going for this. He has to clear Dario. If he can clear Dario, he can get this done in the next. He can actually win this with 10 minutes to go at his current pace, but he's being held up at the moment, so he's got to get this cleared. You can see there in the back, that's just never going to work through there. Romy's gone for the old lunge again. I don't think that's going to work. He's got past, but we'll have a look at that post-race. Very questionable move there, I think, from Romy. Romy's just trying to get past as quickly as possible. He's got to be careful. He's got to be careful. He's trying to get top 6. This is why he's going for this, because in the reverse order grid, top 6 is guaranteed. So he's got to go. Massimo's off again, and again Massimo just up in the incident. Jamie Dory is not now making any real progress against Dario. Dario is in 2nd position at the moment, and Jamie Dory's all over the road at the moment. There's a little bit of dirt. There's not any rain on the windshield as of the moment. It was scheduled, but it's not come just yet. We have got 8.5 minutes left of race 2 as we go up over the dip out of Lodge Corner, which will take us into Old Hall. Can he get this done now? He's so much faster at this section of the racetrack. Carlo is once again, he's attacking the back of Alberti, but we're going to rejoin Jamie Dory because I think this is it. He's a little bit of a brake lock up there through the long cascades. He's all over the road. He's lost out. He's overdriving the car again. Jamie has a real opportunity, and now his problem is that Mordini, that little mistake, has put him right into the clutches of Mordini, and Mordini will mug him if he's not too careful. That's the problem. Lee Horn is on the back of Anton Temenga. Temenga's in 9th place. Lee Horn is in 10th place. It is the recovering Lee Horn from race 1 from that incident, so he's going to be wanting to make some real progress here. He's going to really want to be able to push this forward. Jamie Dory, that mistake, he's got to be reset all over again. He is closing the gap. I'm keeping an eye on that battle, but Lee Horn is going to go, that was very naughty. Very naughty through that section. We'll have a look at that post-race. Wait till race 3 and it will all be gloves off. But he gave him a little bit of a squeeze there, I think a little bit too much. And that's put Lee Horn back into the clutches of his teammate, Alan Axel. Lee Horn's just faster. Lee Horn is just faster. I think he's going to have to banzai this. If he wants that position, Lee Horn is going to have to banzai the move somewhere. Right, Jamie Dory is attacking again, but going into Cascades, this is the problem he had before. He just needs to be a little bit slower, and he'll drive through the corner faster. Because the problem is, that man there ahead, he's using the James Plato tactic of braking, which he's entitled to do. He just brakes a fraction of a little bit longer in the mid-corner. That unsettles the car behind, and that allows it now. Jamie Dory there, a little bit of overbrake. I don't think there's anything in that because he didn't gain anything and he didn't lose anything. In fact, Dario, just ahead of him in the bright yellow and black Honda, gained from that. So no penalty, I think, if that was ever submitted, because he actually lost out more than he gained. But the bottle for Podiflack. So Podiflack, don't forget, had a nice little tap there. We'll have a look at that post-race. He has now got Michael Clough in 15th position. Phil Garside is down in 17th and struggling as it stands. Right, Jamie Dory. We went off Jamie Dory and ended up in 7th position. Every time I don't look at that map, every time I don't follow Jamie Dory, he goes slower. So we should just follow Jamie Dory and hopefully he'll win the race for you Jamie Dory fans out there. But he's down to 7th. There must have been a mistake somewhere. Maybe someone will come on and tell us. He might tell us post-race, or maybe he was alongside Dario and there was a little bit of a push-off there. I don't know, but he's lost 7. He's down into 7th position. So once again, he's going to have to reset. Romy is now onto the back of Carlo. So Carlo is that TZ number 53. The BMW behind is Romy, and Romy is just storming through the field. He's in 6th position. He doesn't want anything silly. Carlo's just let him through. Carlo was not racing him at all. He just said, off you go, just disappear into the distance, and just let him out. Now, the question is, he has to clear Alberti. Mordini will let him through because Mordini is his teammate. There's Mordini, BMW. Not that one, BMW. Then you got BMW, then you got that one, Romy. And Romy should let him through. But we'll see how that unfolds. How is Jamie Dory doing? He's getting faster and faster. He's catching up with his old mate again, Carlo. They had an incident in race 1, so it'll be interesting to see how that unfolds. But it's going to be reset all over again at the moment. But Mordini and Alberti are fighting. So Alberti, so the battle for second position as that man there. Mordini sails it up the inside. Absolute textbook open, close and shut manoeuvre there. Again, I don't know what the flash of the lights were. Maybe he's saying, good job there, Mordini, good job. Maybe you should go for first. Who knows? But he's absolutely checked himself out now, so he's got to get after first place man Lloyd. The gap is 2.1 seconds. It isn't that far off. Romy has joined the back of the train, so has Carlo, so has Jamie Dory. Poddy Flack's on the back of Clough, and Alan Axon is side by side with Lee Horn. I say that, he's got past him, but I don't think Lee's going to let him have this. I think Lee is going to try and sail it up the inside. He's going to have to do a last banzai manoeuvre if he wants it. Yeah, he thinks better of it. It's reset all over again. Right, Mordini's 1.8 seconds off the lead, 1:26.075. Best lap, last lap, 1:26.6. Lloyd's was a 1:26.8, 2 tenths of a second faster as it stands. Right, this is Jamie Dory, back on board with him in 7th position. Just ahead of that is basically everywhere to first. You can see Lloyd just going over the crest of Water Tower here, and you'll see him just entering Druid. Boom, there, front of your screen. So any one of these drivers could take the checkered flag here. Alan Axon has been passed by Lee Horn, has he? No, Lee Horn has passed Alan Axon. These two are just fighting each other, that I can't keep up with what's going on in terms of the battles. They'll probably trade positions again at some point, but we'll see how that unfolds through the race. Temenga is catching the battle of Stu Neal. This is the battle, but we're going to rejoin Jamie Dory and the battle, which is essentially for second position. So the problem is, has Mordini cooked his tyres trying to get past Alan Axon and Lee Horn at it again? So these two have been stuck together for the entirety of the race. So it's odds on who you think is going to win that, because I've got no idea. Because every time I flip to them, they've changed positions again. But right, Carlo is now at the back of this. Mordini is finally making progress. He's 1.6 off the man in the lead, so we'll keep how that goes. Carlo is on the back of Alberti. Alberti started in second, finished race 2 in second. Alberti is now down 3 positions. And Mordini started third, I think. No, he didn't. Yeah, Mordini started third. He's up 1. Jamie Dory there is down 2. Carlo's up 6. Your Massimo fans, he's out again, I'm afraid. So Massimo is another DNF. He's really struggling. The front wheel drives, this is what I was saying, the front wheel drives do not have the advantage in the second half of the race. As you see once again, the BMW of Romy goes up the inside of that man there, Rafiti, gets it done. So at the moment, Dario is just absolutely the cork in the bottle here, riding on board with Alberti. Now the problem that Romy's got, and this is the problem, is Mordini, for championship rival or championship points, needs to let that man through. As you see, Alberti trying to go up the inside of Cascades. This can end one of 2 ways, and that would be exactly the way I'd expect it to end. But they've managed to hold on to it. Jamie Dory in the mix there, Carlo in the mix, Dario in the mix. 4 into 1 does not go. Carlo's outbraked himself, got the job done. Has he got the car rotated? Jamie Dory is going to follow them through. He just has to keep his foot fully planted to the floor, and he will get a drive. He should take the position. Mordini's 1.2 seconds off the lead. Jamie Dory, right side, should go past the front wheel drive. Does he get it done? Yes, he does. Absolutely sensational there from Jamie Dory. Up to 6th. He's only 1 position away now from his start position, which was 5. So you Jamie Dory fans, you Carlo fans, there is no love lost between these 2 rivals. They hang together at this corner in race 1. Is it going to be a replica of race 2? Or is Jamie Dorey going to pounce as the BMW of Alberti runs wide? That's going to cost him so much time. He's already lost over a second. Over a second. I think Mordini and Romy are going for the old switcheroos here. I think they're going for the old switcheroo. The gap is getting closer and closer and closer. But there's Carlo at the moment in 5th. Does he go up the inside there of Alberti? No, he doesn't. So it's reset all over again. But he runs wide. He runs wide. The BMW slowed down. The BMW slowed down. Oh, it's because it's the end of the race. It's the end of the race. Whoops. So I completely forgot what happened. But we've ended the race. So Lloyd Biddulph wins the race. Sorry about that. I thought there was at least another 5 minutes. So your race winner is Lloyd Biddulph. 2nd is Mordini. 3rd is Romy. 4th is Alberti. 5th is Carlo. I've completely forgot there was a race going on. Whoops. Baz is going to bring the car home in 19th position. So, yeah. Sorry about that if you're watching on stream. I genuinely thought there was another 3 minutes remaining. I did not realise that it was the last lap. So race 2. So Lloyd has done the double. And these are your provisional race results. Always provisional because it always depends on other factors like incidents and accidents. So Lloyd Biddulph comes home in 1st, Mordini is 2nd, Romy is 3rd, Alberti is 4th, Carlo is 5th, Jamie Dorey is in 6th, Dario is in 7th, Junior is 8th, Lee Hall is 9th, Marco is 10th. In 11th position is Marco. Oh, it's another Marco. So that's another Marco. Clough is in 12th. Be interested to see what happened to him because there was an incident with Phil Garside. Poddy is in 13th. Highest result for him this season. Alan Axton is 14th. Temenga is 15th. Garside is 16th. Thomas Delaney is 17th. Derek Neal is 18th. Again, good result for him. Baz Mesham. Baz is in 19th. And Benny Norton was a DNF. In terms of the session results. Right, what a race. What an absolutely cracking race. It was so good, I didn't even realise the race had ended. To be honest, we needed like another 5 minutes of that race, really. But your winner, for the second time, again doing the double, is Lloyd Biddulph. Absolutely brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Right, we need to do the wheel. Should be down there somewhere. There. Let's go across to the wheel. So, if you've never joined us before and you're wondering what this is, so positions 1 to 6 are automatically reversed. 6 to 12 are all determined by the wheel. So, we spin them out. We've had various places so far. We've had 6. We've had 8, I think we've had a 7, we've had a 12, so it's a big wheel change over this race. So we're going to go for the wheel. It's all done live on the screen. I'm hoping it's going to be 9. Come on, 9. Go on, 10. It's 9. It's position 9. So position 9 will be where we will reverse. I need to go across to race control. We have to write that down. There we go. We'll wait for that to come through. So it will be that position that will determine where we will change. He's in there as well. So that's all. It's thumbs up from race control. Right. We just have to get in and reset everything over again because that's just how it works, unfortunately. And then we will go across. Absolutely cracking race. I genuinely thought. I thought Lloyd was. I didn't think Lloyd was going to do it again, but he's done the double. The thing that we haven't had yet is the triple. So we haven't had a triple race winner yet this season. Do we going to get one tonight? Are we going to get one on the cards? There is a real possibility that we could. Lloyd at the moment is absolutely on fire. The man is on fire at the moment. So it's going to be interesting to see. Now, if they've already run the soft tyre, they now have to run the mediums. And that's another rule that's come into play. So while we wait for the session, it'll take a couple of minutes and then they'll reset the session. So a couple of things that have come up. Again, if you've got any questions, either put them in the chat here or if you do on Discord, put them on the Discord and I can answer those for you. And I'll go through them. I've got a couple of questions I'll go through now. Again, we're on Facebook Live and we are on YouTube. Your comments do come directly through to my screen here, so I can again talk. And again, I can see we've got quite a few viewers. Again, quite a few who aren't subscribed. We do have the power to see that, which is good. Again, if you're not subscribed, get subscribed. We've got a break, and then we're going to load up the final 5 races. Again, if you are a massive touring car fan, it is touring car through and through. Big revelation is we've got a safety car. Didn't know that could happen. There you go. And the other big revelation is your commentator doesn't actually know when the race finishes. Sorry about that. But it is one of those things. Right. So a couple of things that have come up. So the first one was, how do we do the warm-up lap? Because it's something that's very unique to the Next Gen League. I've not seen it done elsewhere. They do something in the server. That's the only information they will give me. But it means that because we have a race director or in race control, we'll be further up your chat that way, which is Mark Sykes today. He controls the racing, basically. He doesn't do incidents. It's not anything like that. It's the server control. It's the ballast control. And he allows us to do the... have a warm-up lap. Which brings that added level of realism, which is absolutely fantastic. Does it affect tyre preparation? Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. It does actually affect it. So that's why you see the guys weaving. Some are better than others, depending on how they do it. Tyres is a big thing. Soft and medium is a big factor in that as well. So that's one of the questions. The other one that did come up quickly on here is... Yeah, I've got a new question. Again, so someone was asking me about, again, another question to do with my setup. What I would say is I do go through my setup. I think it's in round 2. So go back and watch that. There's a whole setup on how it's done. But yeah, essentially it's all 3 screens. That's how it's done. And we are just working on the show at the moment. So that's that one as well. BMWs, yes, are 20 kilograms. I did have another question that came through on my phone, which is down here. So I do have a question on my phone. And the question was, do I think the 20 kilogram ballast is now unfair to the BMWs? No, I don't. Perfectly honest, I don't think it's unfair. Because the BMW still have a tyre advantage in the second half. What we haven't seen yet, but we are seeing from Romy and Alberti and Mordini Mordini and Alberti to a degree, is that they're just getting used to the cars with that extra ballast. As soon as they nailed it, Lloyd, I think, will really be pushed again. Lloyd's got a real opportunity tonight to score maximum points because we've got a week off. And those guys with 20 kilograms on board of the BMWs, they are going to be running around and they are going to be practicing. So watch out for that. I think that's going to be a huge, huge turning factor. Robert, again, race 2 was on fire. Yes, it was. Needed a fire extinguisher for that. It was that good. I know I said it before. I forgot that we'd actually finished the race. Well, I didn't even see that we finished the race. Oops. But we are a live show. It does happen. Race 3 in the rain will be interesting. Yeah, it is. I think. Well, let's have a look at the weather report. So race 3, allegedly. So again, if you're wondering how I know about the weather, get yourself over onto our Discord. And on the Discord is... the weather as well. The weather's on there. So it says it's sunny intervals and gentle breeze for race 3. Race 2 was meant to be light rain showers and a gentle breeze, but I didn't see any of that, to be honest, on there as well. One of the other questions that I had that I haven't got to, but I will answer, was asked, I think, about 2 weeks ago, was can you go on board with any of our drivers? Yes, you can. There are some of our drivers that do stream live. Now, we don't have that feed. It's a feature I haven't got into yet, but we will. I'm hoping to bring that for the second half of the season. I think that'd be pretty cool if we could see races on boards, but we will have to see how I can unfold that just because of the various issues. I believe Jamie Dory goes online, so you can chase him. He's on YouTube, probably. And I think Lloyd Biddulph also streams, and there might be one other as well that might stream as well. So again, if you're interested, have a look. It will be a feature we'll work on for the second half of the season because it was on there. If anybody knows in there as well, Fraser Rostance, I believe, does race with Jamie Dory in other categories. Maybe Fraser Rostance can shed a little bit of light if there is the link. I mean, if you're allowed to, please share the link. Jamie Dory's Nxtgen Racing. So that's in there as well. There's a couple of stuff that's on there as well, but nothing really interesting as it is. Right, we'll leave that for now. Session will progress in about a couple of minutes. So, if you're just joining us, this is the Nxtgen Racing BTCC series. This is round 4. I'm your commentator, Andy Pawley, and your broadcaster. Race control today is Mark Sykes. Sykes. He'll probably correct me on here. Robert also can stream if he wants as well. So Robert will stream. Robert's in Greece, so he probably isn't going to stream from the pool. I don't know. You might be able to stream from the pool. We are the VRGT riders. So it's the VRGT drivers. So that is... that's Romy, Alberti, you, and there's one more that I've forgotten. There's 4 of you, I think. And they are chasing the drivers for, which are the yellow and black cars, which are the TZRs, I think. Hell, you can help me out with that one. But that's how it is. But this is the Nxtgen Racing series. We're at the Thruxton. This is race 3 that's coming up now, which is the final race of the evening. Track temperature is down and air temperature is down. So it is colder for the rest of the night. And that's how it stacks up. Who am I going to put my money on? Well, I'd put my money on Romy on this one, really. Because he's just going to get a better start off the line. Perfectly. Well, no, because Jamie Dory's there as well. It's a very tough. It's a very, very tough race, and it's a very tough decision because Mordini and like Alberti is quick. I don't know what Alberti's doing with his tyres. Nice to see you again, Alessandro, on stream. Roberto, move your Alpha and come back home and race. That's Alessandro has followed us through stream as well. I don't know where I'd put my money. This is the hard choice I've got here. Because Lloyd, I'd love to see a driver do the triple. I've not seen it it'd be the first I've seen in Nxtgen. Somebody who's raced with Nxtgen longer than me might be able to correct me on that. But in the touring car series I've seen by Nxtgen in this type of environment, I've never seen the triple. So I'd love to see Lloyd take the triple. I mean, that's... you can never take that away. And if you're the first driver to do it in the first BTC series of Nxtgen Racing, that's just a crown. That's just a brilliant crown to have. But I'd like to see a new winner. I'd like to see Jamie Dory take it, really. I'd like to see Alberti take it and take the win. But Alberti's issue so far is that he's just not handling that 20 kilogram. I think he's cooking the tyres. And I think he's cooking the tyres. And I think that's his issue. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know where I put my money. Carlo's too inconsistent. Too many silly mistakes happening. So I wouldn't put my money on him. If he's a very, as I said last week, out at, not Snetterton, where were we last week? Thruxton. As I said at Thruxton, Carlo is a very fast driver. And as Robert was saying on stream, if you watched the stream last week, he's an absolutely mighty fast driver, but he just cooks his tyres. And then he slides about and he goes back. So I wouldn't put my money on Carlo, unfortunately. I think it's going to be a three-way battle. I think it's going to do I say three-way, four-way? I think it's going to be a three-way battle, possibly four. I think it's going to be Lloyd, Biddulph, Mordini, and Alberti. And Alberti, if he can keep his tyres long enough, I think he's in with a chance. If he can't, he's out, basically. I don't think he's going to... Oh, Rommy's up there as well. But I think Rommy's struggling with the ballast because we saw that in qualifying. He was anywhere near Lloyd's time in that front-wheel drive. So they're taking a while to fire up the tyres. So I think that's going to be a real struggle and a real decider there. So I don't know. It's just going to be absolutely... It's going to be all over the shop, I think. I don't even know if I was on the right stream. No, I wasn't. I've been talking to camera, so if I wasn't talking to camera, then there we go. Sorry about that. Where do I put my 50p? Where do I put my 50p? This is going to be the problem. Let me know in the chat who you think will take... who you think is going to take race 3. Yeah, race 1 and race 2. Well, in race 1, we discovered that you can use a safety car feature. So, didn't even know you could do that, but it turns out that you can. Well, there you go. Lee Horn. Dario as well's up there. Ooh, this is going to get exciting. This is going to be exciting. I don't think Stu Neal's got it. Lee could do this. Dario's in with a chance as well. Dario's got a real chance here. A real chance of taking this. Oh, it's all to play for. This is going to be exciting. So, your starting order for the final race of the evening. Everyone's gone soft except Lee Horn. On your front row is Lee Horn, followed by Stu Neal. On row 2 is Dario and Jamie Dorey. Watch out for Jamie Dorey. That's where I'm putting my 50p now. On row 3, we've got Carlo by Alberti. Romy on row 4 alongside Mordini. So those two are going to be absolutely fast. Robert's putting his money on Dario. Row 5, Lloyd Biddulph, followed by Marco. On row 6, another Marco, Benatili, followed by Michael Clough. On row 8, we have Poddy flanked by Alan Axon. On row 7. On row 8, we've got Anton alongside Phil Garside, who's on recovery drive. Now, row 9, we have Thomas Delaney alongside Derek Neal, and then Baz with Benny Norton bringing up the end of the field. So it's going to be very exciting, I think, on where we are. Temperatures are hot. Guys are deciding on tyres. If they've already run the softs, they now have to run medium or wet. They have no other option besides that. So they're going to have to run those. Track temperatures are down 15.9 degrees. Air temperature 33.9 Celsius on track temperature. So it's going to be about managing the tyres, really. Roberts put his money on Dario. That is the third car in the row, the bright yellow Honda. Yeah, good shout. I think, and Robert's saying Carlo on P5 can be fast as well. Yeah, 100%. But the problem I think Carlo has, or the challenge, shouldn't the problem Carlo has, is he's fast in the first 10 minutes. He's slow in the next 10 minutes. That's his challenge. So, if he has to really capitalise this. Now, what he needs to really do, and this is where I think Jamie Dorey and Carlo, I know they've had their coming together. Those two need to work together, really, because Dario has got tall order. Dario is absolutely rapid, but Dario's front-wheel drive. The two behind him are rear-wheel drive. Dario has been fast at the start. He's got Stu Neal just ahead of him and Lee Horn on pole position. Now, Lee could take his first victory. Lee is fast, but Lee lacks the consistency. His only saving grace is going to be the drivers behind him as they all line up now for the start of the race. So, it's going to be a tough race. It's going to be absolutely brilliant to be perfectly honest, because I have no idea who's going to win this. Usually we have an inkling. They have to stay out of trouble. That's what's going to be key. Right, 5 seconds to go, 4 seconds to go. Lights will get out in 2 seconds. Engine notes right, and it's lights out and away we go. And Stu Neal has had the worst start that he could possibly have. That's allowed Dario to go upside in that bright yellow Honda Accord. There's a massive accident in the background. Have they managed to hold on to the track? No, they haven't. There's contact all over the road. They've all sorted themselves out. Phil Garside is in the road. Once again, I don't think that's going to be safety car because they managed to get on the track. The 2 front-wheel drive cars behind, they're going off the road. That's Marco and Michael Clough. They'll rejoin. Perfect. Oh, that was a very unsafe rejoin. They are absolutely, that's very silly in the background there. What was going on between those three? So that slowed the back of the field completely down. At the moment, it's reset. Is it a safety car? Yeah, they've launched the safety car again. Once again, there's absolute carnage all over the track, and they've launched the safety car. So once again, race control coming up on the board. Safety car deployed, safety car deployed. And this is the problem they're going to have. This is the issue they're going to have. They just keep running into each other on turn 1 of the opening lap, and that's the problem. So race control coming on board now, saying safety car deployed. And again, exactly, Alexandra's saying, what is this? Say public MX5. Please keep it civil within the commentary. There is contact in there as well. We are live. We will go through that. But they're just wrestling each other. It's silly wrestling into the corners. But unfortunately, the thing is, when we talk about that in terms of that silly cornering, is that because the safety car feature is now enabled, or they figured out how to run the safety car feature, if they do this sort of stuff, they just launch the safety car. So any advantage that they would have gained is completely lost. So they're going to now trundle around, I believe it is, for 2 laps. They didn't even make the first lap. And they're going to reset all over again. I believe it is 2 laps. We're going to keep eye on the leader, which is Lee Horn. So you Lee Horn fans out there, he's done an absolutely stellar job, to be perfectly honest, because Lee Horn is perfect in where he needs to be. Jamie Dory's up into 4th position. He's holding 4th position. Jamie Dory here could win this. Dario just needs to keep his cool, and he could hold on to it. Marco, the cutest driver on earth, went. I don't know that one. So it's going to be interesting to see now. Phil Garside fans, he's out. Michael Clough is in the pit, but again, there was that rejoin. There was that silly rejoin. So I'm not quite sure what they were doing there, to be perfectly honest. Safety car's not in this lap. Right, well, that's trundling around on the safety car. Let's have a quick look at what we've got. So, just the end of the lap. That was last lap. Yeah, so the safety car has got another lap to go. Yeah, lights are still on it. So this is the end of the Phil Garside incident. So I'm not sure how he ended up in there. It's just so this is the incident. Sorry, I don't know why I'm looking at the screen. So this is the incident that brought the safety car out. So there was an incident behind that didn't bring the safety car out. This is what caused it, and it's just a really poor region between both of them, to be perfectly honest. So the problem you've got is that you've got 2 cars rejoining. It's just silly. I don't really know what else to say for this. So I believe that's Michael Clough is going to go here, and then that car is going to go there, but he doesn't. He just goes this direction. So then he whacks in, pushes him on the road. So this is what we don't see. So my understanding of the rules, and someone can come on stream here and correct this. The car behind has to the car off the road has to join safely, rejoin in a safe manner. But equally, a recovering car cannot block another car. I think that's the regulation. I'm not sure if it's in the rules here, but I have read it in another league. Someone might correct me in the FA. So, realistically, this car should go over there because safety car is now deployed. So the lights are flashing, safety car deployed, and it will be gone. And they should have gone. He should have let him in, but he doesn't. So as far as I'm concerned, they're both equally to blame. Right, we're going to go back to the main racing because it is lights out on the safety car. Lee Horn is warming his tyres up, ready. He's got to watch out for Dario, which is right behind him, because Dario is absolutely mighty. He's going to go, I think, he can go all the way to the racing line. Is he going to go? He's gone now. He's gone for it. He's gone for it coming out of Lodge Corner, and that's allowed him to automatically get a gap. Does Jamie Dory get a good start? No, he doesn't, so he's not had a good start. Horn has had a penalty in the background. I think he's overtaken under safety car regulations, but Carlo has fired up those soft tyres quicker than Jamie Dory's got the mediums. One of the BMWs of Podiflack is off in the background, but Carlo has mugged Jamie Dory, because Jamie Dory just doesn't have those tyres up to temperature just yet, and Alberti riding on board with him now. He's going to go alongside into the hairpin. Does he get the car stopped? Does he get rotated just enough? In the background, all the BMWs are going all over the shop. There's Baz. Has he managed to get past? Yes, he does. Thomas Delaney, Podiflack, they're all fighting each other. There behind that, there's Lloyd Bidoff. So Lloyd was involved in that accident in the sense that I think he just got caught up in it. He's down in 14th position, but Lee Horn is currently leading from Dario, but 5/10 of a second. Lloyd is trying to go up the inside there. That's not going to work going through whatever it's called, Knickers. As he comes up over the water tower. The car alongside him is Thomas Delaney. Is going to get this done. Derek Neal is going to get mugged by Lloyd Bidoff. Yeah, job done. Lloyd is on the move. He's got to get it done. Oh, there's contact. There's silly contact in the background there. That only hurt one person. Oh, very unsafe rejoin. Own trouser moment in the commentary box required. Reset all over again. Right, Stu Neal is keeping Dario occupied in third position. Riding on board now is Stu Neal. He's in third. He's fighting for a race lead here. Carlo is 1.2 seconds behind. These front wheel drives have to get gone, because if they do not, those rear wheel drives will slowly start to approach them and claw them back in. Stu Neal has to get past Dario. He has to get this done. He's going to go for a bonsai maneuver up the inside. That's just not going to work there. There's a BMW going up the inside of Mordini's gone inside of Romy. He saw that come in. He left it open and just said, go for it, Mordini. I'm more interested in my racing. Keeping all four wheels as Lee Horn has gone off. Lee Horn has had a mistake all by himself. Lee Horn, what's he done? What has he done? Lee Horn has lost. Lee Horn's just, what's happened? What's happened? I can't catch it. He's blown the engine up. He's blown the engine up. I think the engine's blown up. He's either blown the engine up or the gearbox has exploded. He will be raging. Lee Horn down in 19th position. So unless he gets going, which he just does, something's gone wrong. He's gone off the racetrack completely in the wrong direction. So he was on for a win here. That's gifted it to Dario. So Dario now has to get gone, because Carlo could be on for his first race victory of the season. He's in third place, that bright yellow TZ. His saving grace is riding on board now with Alberti. He is technically in the same team, different machinery, but they're both bright yellow. But the saving grace that these two have, or the man at the front has, which is Dario, he's also part of the TZ team. So at the moment, the triple is TZ, TZ, TZ. And then right in the middle of the sandwich, another car's off the road. Another car, who's that? Can't keep up. Is that Derek Neal? Well, Derek Neal's gone off the road again. Lee Horn, yeah, he's blown the engine up. He's blown the engine up, and something's got horribly wrong. Carlo's not going to go up the inside of Stu Neal going through there. It's just not going to work. But it's on like Donkey Kong now for the final race of the evening. 10 minutes to go, and Dario could take his first victory of the season. Carlo could take his first victory of the season. Stu Neal could take the first victory of the season. Romy, look at him, up to 5th position. He doesn't care about any of the 4 cars ahead. He cares about all the other guys he's racing, which is Lloyd Biddulph, which is currently down in 10th position. So he wants to extend his championship lead as they're all squirming now through the impact of this, running on board with Dory. He is battling effectively the 4 cars ahead. They're that close that you could put a sheet of paper between them. Carlo's gone up the inside there. Oh, there's contact between the 2 drivers. I cannot believe it. Oh, not again. Absolute carnage. 1, 2, 3, 4. Jamie Dory avoids the lot of them. Massive accident. They've all gone across the road. Alberti has gifted the position to Manga Bodyflag. Has found himself in 5th position with Carlo behind him. Lloyd Biddulph has licked his chops into 7th. Cannot believe it. Is the safety car deployed? I don't know, because it's all kicked off again. They're all slowing down in the middle of the field. The big limit once again. The huge face. Safety car deployed. Safety car deployed. Twice in the same race. I cannot believe it. Absolute carnage in the middle of that field. It's race 3 touring car. It's as if they've all decided that they don't care, that they have to. They've all just gone mad in the final race of the mid-season break. Absolute all over this at the moment. There's going to be a lot to sort out. Absolutely off the charts. So, safety car, race control on the board. I'm just going to check, because I think I got the incident. I think I got this incident on the Zoom. So I'm just checking now. Safety car deployed. The safety car will pick up the leader. Dario's going to struggle. He's going to struggle for the remainder of the race. Yeah, safety car deployed for 2 laps. So he's got to pick up the safety car, basically, which hasn't actually come out yet. So he's going to struggle with that. There's the safety car. Safety car is out. Safety car deployed for 2 laps. Right. Let's have a quick look over on the... Well, I would if I hadn't closed the program. We're going to have a quick look over on the old... see what we got on the... Play. I think I got the incident. I got something, but I'm not sure what it is. Right. Let's have a look over. Yeah, safety car is out for 2 laps. Right. Welcome back to the commentary box. We're going to have a quick look at this. I think we had this. Yeah, so we did. So we got... This one is going to be an absolute nightmare to figure out. Jason B, welcome to the stream. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Do you have a website or socials? I don't, but check us out on Discord Next Gen. I'll go through it at the end of the race, and you can find it all out on then. Right, so let's have a quick look at this. So this one is... I need to slow this down. So safety car is still going to be out for another lap. So he goes in. So at this point, Carlo has got the job done, basically. So Carlo is entitled to that piece of the track. And he just hits him. Yeah, he just hits him. Then that causes Carlo to run wide. The issue is this, is that there. That right there, that is the contact. I don't know if you can actually see that. Let me make that a bit bigger. Scribbling it. There you go. So for those of you at home that can't see it, so safety car will be in this lap. That's the issue. He should have yielded the position. So, and for those of you that follow my stream regularly and follow the Next Gen Racing stream or on Facebook, I talk about the B pillar time and time again. The B pillar is there. He's nowhere near it. He's just nowhere near this. He then pushes him round. Carlo then goes in. And then at this point, I am surprised, it's game over. He's all over the field. And at this point, when we took out the rejoin, I didn't get the rejoin. Oopsie daisies. And then as they try to re-enter the track, it's just carnage. It's just carnage at that point. And I use the word carnage. So, I'm sorry, but for me, that's a slam dunk case of Studio. It's the B pillar. He's already got him into the corner. He should have yielded. He should have yielded that. Now, the big question is going to be, as we go, let's go back over to the stream. Yeah, and I agree with you. I agree with you, Robert. I agree with you on this one. For me, again, as I always see, I can only ever see things in one incident or accident. For me, with the data I've got, the incident is Stu Neal's and all Stu Neal's. Right, back over to the racing. So, we're going to resume racing for the last 4 minutes. So Dario is on here, and he's absolutely bolted like the horse coming out of the last final corner. And he's absolutely gone for it. Now, he's made a gap already of nearly a second against Alberti. Mordini is down in third position. He's struggling, but he's going to have to fire up those medium tyres. The soft tyres of the BMW is going to be on this. Poddy Flack has been passed by Carlo. Carlo was in on a recovery drive. There he is just ahead. Poddy is just going to want to stay out of trouble. I suspect he will let Lloyd pass because he's not racing Lloyd. Lloyd is in the professional category, the pro category. Poddy is in the amateur category, so he's chasing the man behind, which is Delaney. So I believe he's just going to let him go. That's what I think he's going to do there. But we will see. The gap now down to 0.3 of a second at the front. We'll keep an eye on that as it unfolds. Jamie Dorey is on the back of Stu Neal. Can he do anything from here? Dario Raffiti is in for a prime time position to take his first race victory with the Nxtgen Btcc series. It's 3 minutes and 2 seconds remaining. His only saving grace is Mordini from the GRT team can send it to the TZ team, and Anton Temenga in the Trip 6 Motorsport team here can do this. Now, I think Dario is protected by Alberti. VRG, I believe, those two, even though racing different machinery, they will be protecting each other. So I think Dario here is on for a win. Now, can Temenga send this up the inside into Old Hall? Whoa, there's contact! Oh, there's nearly contact, and there's a bum, squeaky bum time. Absolute brown trouser moment, holds on to it. Lloyd Bidoff in the background is going to go around the outside of Poddy. That's very dangerous into Cascades. You know, that's a high-speed corner. Axon is going to attempt to go around Benny Norton, or Benny Norton's just hits him off the track. Jamie Dorey's on fire. Jamie Dorey is on fire. He's absolutely cooking himself like a barbecue. He just needs to pull over. He's on fire. I cannot believe it. Once again, that engine's exploded. He loves to blow them up, but it is what it is. Right, back to the lead. So Dario has, I think Dario's left Alberti past. One in the background there. They're absolutely, there's more contact. Poddy has made contact with the side of Lloyd, who's then made contact with the back of Thomas Delaney. If you ever watch Touring Car at Home, is this race 3? 100%. This is race 3. They've just decided that they can't be bothered to retire, but to fix the cars, so they've just decided to whack into each other. Absolutely classic touring car racing at the moment. But the battle is still on between Delaney and Poddy Flack, so I'm expecting that to heat up in the closing stages. Temenga is on the back now of Mordini. Dario is in second, and Alberti's just disappeared. Temenga's going to go around the outside of Mordini. Is Mordini going to be able to do this? No, he isn't. Leaves him just enough room. A little bit of a squeak there from the back end. Manages to keep all four wheels on the same piece of tarmac, and they've just held on to it absolutely brilliantly. Tom Delaney is right on the back of Poddy Flack. There's the fiery wreck that is Jamie Dorey burning in the car. I think safety cars deployed. Because of the Jamie Dorey fire, I can see yellow slowdown flags all over the place at the moment. is that we'll have to wait for the next timing board. That's what we're going to have to see. No, it's only a yellow flag in Sector 1. Only a yellow flag in Sector 1. They will finish this race under yellow flag conditions in Sector 1. That's going to compromise some of the overtaking opportunities of the drivers, but that's how it is sometimes. Lloyd Biddulph is going to attempt to get past Thomas Delaney. He's got past him. He hasn't got body flat because Benny Norton's come up the rear end. There's Benny Norton, the Blazer Racing BMW. He's right behind Lloyd Biddulph, second place in the championship, should be leading after this week. He's not going to get the Triple Crown this time out, which is a real shame. Mordini and Temenga are keeping each other occupied, which I believe is going to be the saving grace. The saving grace for Dario Rafiti in second position. The question is Rafiti going to regain that first position? Mordini has closed the gap, so Mordini now is right on the rear end, but that is the end of the race. So Alberti takes it to first, Dario is second, Mordini is third, Temenga's fourth, Carlo, Poddy, Delaney, Lloyd, Ben, Raz, Alan Axon's is in the pits. Lee Horn was leading. I think he had an accident by himself. I'm pretty sure he had an accident all by himself. Stu Neal, Marco, Derek Neal, Cloughy Dory, Jamie Dory's he's retired back to the pits, Marco, Romy and Phil Garside. And that's how it stacks up for race 3. 2 safety car deployed. We've had quite a few safety cars this week out. So your final results of this evening. I can't remember if this will actually work, but let's give it a go. Yes, it does work. Fantastic. Alberti is first, followed by Dario second, followed by Mordini. Temenga, absolutely cracking result there for Temenga, and a cracking result there for Dario in second. It's a shame he lost that position to Alberti, but I think there was an old team switcheroo because Alberti is racing for the championship. He's racing Mordini, he's racing Romy, he's racing Lloyd and Alberti. You know, those drivers, they've got to get themselves up there. They've got to push it. Carlo's in 5th, Poddy is in 6th, Thomas is in 7th, Lloyd is in 8th, Benny is in 9th, Baz is in 10th. Highest result for Baz. Alan Axon is in 11th. Lee Horn should have won. But it is what it is on this day in history. He's in 12th. Stu Neal's in 13th. Marco's 14th. Derek Neal is 15th. Clough is 16th, Dory is 17th, Marco is DNF, Romy is another DNF, and Phil Garside is a DNF. Real shame there for Phil Garside. It just didn't work out for him today, which was a real shame as it stands. So that's it for the racing. Let's have a look on stream over there. So Robert saying it's clear, mate. Carlo fully passed him. Yeah, Robert, I agree with you. For those of you that follow my stream regularly, you know the way that I look at incidents. And for me, it's the B pillar. He was past the corner. Stu, he was at the rear quarter. He wasn't even at the rear quarter panel. So for me, that one's quite clear cut. Again, I'm not a steward. I just do the commentating, and I can only ever look at things in one particular view on one particular angle. So as I always say, there will always be different opinions and there will always be different views. That's just the way I look at it and the way I read it. It's up for the drivers and up for other people to look at it perfectly as one of those things. Jesse Man. Hi guys, looks awesome. Where can I join? Get yourself on to Discord. If you're not on Discord, it's the best place to find us. Go on to Discord and search for Next Gen Racing. Next Gen, you can't miss us. If you're following us on Facebook, you can find us on Facebook under Next Gen Racing. You can see our logo. It's in the stream somewhere. There. It's over there. Somewhere over there. It's there. Find us. Brilliant bunch of guys. Really good. R-Factor 2 is quite difficult. That's all I'd say. In terms of driving it, because a lot of the guys, there's people out there, but they'll help you. They'll help you with the steering setups. They'll help you how to download all the stuff. And it's a great race series. It really is. But all I'd say is you have to stick with it if you've never done it before. If you're coming from PS5 or something like that, it's hard. It's a really hard race series, but it's I love it. I absolutely love it. Robert saying thanks. Well, Robert, I'm hoping you're going to be back next week, to be honest. I hope you've sunned yourself up. Well, you won't be back next week because we're not racing next week. So I hope you're back after your holidays to come and again fight for the lead. Lots and lots of talking points tonight. Absolutely loads of talking points, I think. I don't think anyone's going to join me in the commentary box. They generally don't. Nope, so there's nobody in the commentary box at the moment. I will keep an eye on that for the next 5 minutes. If not, we will move on. Yeah, lots of incidents, I think. It was very messy tonight. Some would say it's classic touring car action. Yeah, it is, but there was quite a lot of messy. Now, is that track conditions? Yes, it is. 100%, because you've got a lot of drivers on 20 kilos. You've added ballast on board. I think also the other fact is it's a classic racetrack. You know, if you go somewhere like Silverstone or Snetterton, you've got the track's quite wide with quite a few key overtaking opportunities. Oulton is a classic type of racetrack. You know, you go on the grass, you're out. You've got to commit to overtaking. You've really got to think about those moves. It's easy to defend that. And I think a lot of the stuff we saw today was just bunching and then one mistake or one incident, and it just caused a whole barrage that happened. So it is what it is. It is touring car. That's how it is. Do I think the racing is going to be like that? No, I don't. I do think the last race of the season is probably going to be like this, because I don't know what it is. From every race and every league, you get to the final race and they all just go mad. Because they've now got a break, they all go mad. But I'm just glad I don't have to fix that, to be perfectly honest. So that's how it is. Next Gen coming on there for the Discord, fantastic. Yeah, I think it's just going to be a classic race series. It's going to be classic with the last, we've got 5, so we've got a break, and then we've got 5 races remaining for the season. At this halfway point, the 2 drivers, it's at the moment, Lloyd is benefiting from, he's fast, he's a very, very fast driver. I think today, you know, I'm not taking this away, but he benefited from that safety car, because it allowed the front wheel drives to extend their tyre degradation against the rear wheel drive. So that played into the front wheel drive cars a little bit today as well. It's not a power hungry circuit. So traditionally we've been at, you know, very fast race circuits, and those as in long straights. Now, when we get to Silverstone, that's a rear wheel drive track all every single day of the week. Thruxton is going to, Snetterton, not Snetterton, a Knock Hill. I think we're going to Knock Hill. Someone's actually going to probably come on here and tell me some other information. There is a calendar somewhere, but I've completely lost it because I'm me. Yeah, I've completely lost it. Someone will probably tell me somewhere. There we go. So we've got Croft coming up, 22nd of May. Rear-wheel drive every day of the week. I'm expecting the Croft circuit to be a Romy, Alberti, Mordini, Carlo, and hopefully Jamie Dorey, if he doesn't blow his car up again. Knock Hill, front-wheel drive. Donington Park GP, rear-wheel drive. Silverstone National, rear-wheel drive. Brands Hatch, front-wheel drive. So there's a massive balance at the moment between front-wheel and rear-wheel drive. The 20 kilos, I think, has balanced it out. It'll be through the season of whether or not that's reduced down to 15, because that was a question that someone did ask during race 3. Should it be 15? I don't know. There's people who look at this more than I do, to be perfectly honest. You need actual data in order to do that. So I think that's going to be a really exciting thing to look at, to be perfectly honest. That's going to play into weather. As we get into, you know, the weather is based on real life. We're going to get into the hotter summer months. The front wheel drives are going to eat their tyres more. That's going to all play into this. So, yeah. It's going to be tricky, I think. So, yeah. That's the way I put it. I think great races always. Thank you, as always, for joining me for the duration of the evening. If you wait, if you're wondering, Andy, I'd like to go back and watch races 1 and 2. Give me about 20 minutes and I'll go back and tag the actual stream in, so you can skip all the talky bits, because let's be honest, you don't want to, if you've got a half an hour lunch, you only want to watch the racing, you don't want to watch the talky bits. So we can cut that out. So give that a little bit of time. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. I think that's whichever way it round is. Find us on Discord. It's the best place to find us, to be perfectly honest. Don't forget we're on Facebook as well. There's lots of information on there, but it's mainly to direct us to the things. And find us and don't forget to watch us on YouTube. We do stream in HD, so you can watch us on your big TV, which is always worth it. And yeah, thank you for joining me. Thank you for all of us. Thank you for all of you that have stayed with me as well. Enjoy the rest of your weekends. I will be back in 2 weeks on the 22nd of May for what will be the second half of the season, and it is going to be absolutely magnetic, and that I guarantee it. See you then. Have a great couple of weeks off, and I will see you in 2 weeks.